figure stuff out. We got new toys today, and
So this is good because it's. I honestly think that audio is good.
yeah, it sounds good.
If anything, we can overdo it.
Yeah.
Make them a little hotter just in case.
I wonder why the sound pads aren't working though.
You might have to program something in there too.
Well, it's pre-programmed. When I went to the sound pads, it said "funky" was already in there. So let's see if it's recording anything. Like, let's just be quiet, and if I press it, maybe it records to there. It's weird.
What did the?
Oh, I had to turn the sound pad volume up.
Damn, that's awesome.
Today we're talking about boners. Who gets them and why? All right, starting off today.
Like on a fucking sitcom.
Yeah.
Damn, that's awesome.
Oh, and then there's applause, and then when I let off of it, it goes away. Dude, this is great. We've taken the podcast to a whole new level.
You have taken us to a whole new level.
Dude, this is great.
My drink right there.
Yeah.
It's literally like we're on a sitcom now.
Yeah, and there's even more presets. Shit, how do I get in there? Let's just play with them. Again, sound pad, A, select that. Sound assign. We could do funky, hard riff, horn jazz, laughter, piano, electronic.
Nice.
Let's do that. Okay. So menu. Menu. Okay, so.
It sounds like a ringtone.
Yeah, it's like, hey, you're getting a call.
Oh, actually, you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of NPR.
Oh yeah, a little bit.
NPR does if they're doing some sort of today we're talking about some sort of science whatever guy, and it's like the riff itself kind of leaves you wondering because it's kind of weird and it's not cheesy. It's
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's not off-putting, but it's
Yeah, today we're talking with Neil deGrasse Tyson, inventor of the reach around. Here he is.
Yeah, boom.
Neil, how are you doing?
And then,
I'm
doing great, John.
Yeah. Well, I feel the need to brag on myself a little bit. I have never done anything that has remotely gotten. It's not even viral, but I've never hit this amount of views on anything. I got 40,000 views on a TikTok I did today, and I don't know. I was so elated. It was very exciting.
Well, it is crazy because the platform is what you need.
I'm just attached to all these cords like a fucking cancer patient over here.
Yeah, and here's the we're already on two things at once. First thing is, if you notice, I have 25-foot cables in a 5x10 room. It's because I was like, oh, I should buy long cables because what if I need the length? Now I have it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely. You would rather have more and need
I
less.
should invest fucking $40 and get a couple of just 5-foot ones.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like I'm in one of those Matrix wombs right now, just surrounded by cables and stuff.
Well, I mean, if there's 3 microphones, each microphone has a 25-foot cable. Boom, that's already fucking 75 feet of cable.
Yeah.
But no, going back to the TikTok thing, it's I mean, the platform itself is all about dude, think about how many people put a video on there. Think about through the 6-degree method of just it's exponential. You've got this many different followers versus someone that's got 100, 1,000, 2,000, 10,000. Shit gets cycled through.
Mm-hmm.
Sable said that she had it showed her how many videos she had watched. It was 500 million videos.
She had watched that many?
But it includes swiping.
Oh wow!
Think of how
I got to figure out how to do that because I have no idea how many TikToks I've watched or swiped through. That's insane.
You might see 1,000 a day. So look, think about it. Let's say you made a video, right? And you showed your followers, whatever, and they saw it and swiped it. Or let's say one person shared it, whatever. So I'm not saying it's easy to get that number.
Oh no, it totally.
But what I'm saying is that the platform is kind of based around that. It's how can we get something out there like on on the line
Yeah.
out there, just like, and then getting views, getting presses, getting shares, getting likes, getting
Yeah.
like. I've never been on TikTok. I'm not sure how it works, but that's what I'm assuming it is.
It's a little. I wouldn't even say it's confusing. They've streamlined everything, and they've pretty much oversimplified the experience of just mindlessly scrolling on the internet. They've literally turned it into a drip feed where you have pretty much no say of what you're going to watch. It's not like YouTube where you're like, hey, I want to see TikToks on woodworking.
I'm gonna type in like Elvis Presley, or
Yeah.
type in guitar playing,
Or-
or type in whatever, like,
yeah.
and then you're gonna get the algorithm or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. TikTok just kind of shows you whatever it thinks you already want to watch based on what you've hit like
Do you
on.
follow okay? So like I was gonna
Yeah.
say like it's based off your likes, but also do you
Yeah.
follow like hashtags too? Like with do you
Mm.
follow like hashtag like let's say it's like dogs and cats, and it's a bunch of like
I think you can do that honestly because why else would people hashtag their videos? And I know that like you're supposed to if you really want your video to get out there like and I could be 100% wrong on this, but what I'm thinking is you have to hashtag your video for your page
that's how
or
Instagram,
for you.
That's what Instagram wants you to do. They want you to
Yeah.
like you can literally copy and paste in Instagram. Like, and I'm not on there anymore, but
Me personally, though, I've never searched with a hashtag. I just get on there, and whatever TikTok is want me to look at, I'm going to look at it.
You know? Well, like I don't have the patience to sit there and like, here, what are all my likes that I can just start hashtagging and like, it's like I don't think about like I don't want to put in that kind of work.
It's honestly no work. TikTok will figure you out in 2 days. If you just get on TikTok and give it some time and scroll on it and like the things you do like and ignore the things you don't, it'll figure you out real fucking quick.
Yeah, I mean, like, there's probably a reason why fucking the Senate wanted to ban it. It's because they were like, it's keeping information on you.
Mm-hmm.
They're like at a crazy amount of like at a crazy good rate.
Yeah.
They're like even the government was like, damn, we're not even doing that. Like, and then TikTok is coming along and they know someone. Let's move these cords around and get more comfortable because I feel like we're both just like, okay, we got it working, and now it's like.
All right. Is there a way to pause and we'll come back once we're more
if you just hit space, it'll pause it right.
It shouldn't take me too long to get my pants off. Here we go. Okay, my pants are off now. Everything's a lot better.
It's like you wanted to talk in sync. Right.
I want to talk in rhythm the whole fucking time.
Have you ever been to an American opera?
I've never been to an opera.
Well, I've been to a couple, and let me tell you, it's so like obviously operas are like normally in like a different language, like Russian, Italian. I've been to a Russian one. I've been to an Italian one, and that's like your classic Figaro, whatever.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool.
And but whenever like you're hearing, Russian or Italians sing, it's beautiful, right? It's the classic whatever. The language is almost like it's oriented around it.
Yeah.
But I've been to the third opera I went to was an American opera, and they sing in English, and it's the most comical fucking thing you've ever seen because, like how you were talking earlier, that's how an American opera is, except for like the crazy quiver vibrato.
Yeah.
It's loud, whatever. And I went and saw. Have you ever heard of like a streetcar named Desire or the play or whatever?
Yeah, I've heard that.
So we went to watch that, and it was it's an American opera, and it's in English, and the whole time it's just like, and I was going to the car, and this, that, and it's like it is the whole they're singing in English, and it's like nowhere near as cool as like going to I've seen the Russian opera, and I think the Nutcracker's Russian.
Would you like fries with that? No, I'd rather have mac and cheese.
Yeah, that's exactly how it was, and it was like it's hard to get used to. Like I'd rather watch a Russian opera and not know what the fuck they're saying because it's so beautiful because of the way they sing it.
Yeah,
and the language is like I said, I feel like it's oriented around it versus it's just.
Well, there's also something beautiful about hearing beautiful voices and not knowing at all what they're saying. It's almost like Shawshank Redemption when it's the French lady singing, and he's like, I had no idea what that French lady was saying, but boy, was it pretty.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a pretty weird thing, because...
Kind of reminds me of, Cora. So, we got her a tablet for Christmas, so she has been, listening to the radio, or she's been watching my YouTube video of, when I was just playing, an instrumental guitar.
Nice.
And she, really likes that,
yeah, that's awesome.
And so she'll listen to that and she'll sing over it. And some of her lyrics are so good because I don't know where she gets it, but she's figured out like how to just rhyme nonsense. Like she'll just wing it. She'll just improv and she'll rhyme complete
Man, that's so
nonsense.
cool.
But every now and again, she'll say something that just cracks me up. One of her verses is, I could crush you if you were a spider, because I'm a radioactive tiger. When I heard that, oh my God, I died, dude. It was so good. She's like, you like that? And I was like, I love that.
Dude, that is so funny. Dude, kids are geniuses, man. That's like Charlie Kelly from like It's Always Sunny. Like, boy, that's like, it's so funny. Like, we could never come up with that lyric.
Oh no, I would never record it because I'm a radioactive tiger.
we can sit here for 8 hours trying to come up with something that funny, and we could not do it.
Oh my God!
It's like it's funny because it's like the ignorance is bliss type thing. It's like her not knowing a lot of words just naturally because she's a kid or whatever.
Yeah,
it's allowing her like she can come up with the like. To us, it's funny because you're like, "What are you talking about?" But she's like, "That's all the words I got, man." She's
man.
Like,
well, like because honestly, when she's doing it, like none of the rhymes actually make sense, and some of the rhymes aren't even words. But she knows that she has to rhyme the end word with the same sound, the phonic sound of like the other measure. So she'll be like, I rode my bicycle today, and then I ended up again. And then like she'll just kind of like trail off. But oh my God, it's so good. And like she's just obsessed with it. And like every day she asks me, she's like, Dad, can you make me a YouTube channel? And I'm dreading it.
Dude, like I can't tell you how I literally waited on a family like before like it was like last week or whatever.
Yeah.
2 of the kids were having this exact conversation. They were like 10, 12 years old. Literally were like they were talking about like it was like kids on one side, parents on one side. And the whole time like the kids are like, well, if I get a channel and here's what I'm gonna do, here's gonna be my first 3 videos, whatever. And then mom and dad are just like, well, if we let you do it, this, that. And I'm like going back listening, whatever, because it's kind of like, it's the case across the board. Like I know, like Andrea's kids both want to do it,
and then that's another reason why Cora wants to do it is because she knows that Jules and Claire have that little YouTube channel.
Yeah, you've got one,
and I've got one, and she hears about it. She hears about this podcast, exactly.
And then like it sucks for you as a parent because you're like, damn, I don't have an argument other than like.
I have to keep my TikTok a secret because I don't want her to want a TikTok.
Yeah.
You know?
And now she's going to hear this.
Yeah, in like 10 years maybe, hopefully. Yeah.
But like, it's creating a weird dynamic because you're like, okay, I don't want you to have one. And then
she's like, why do you have one?
He's like, because you're like, I earned this.
Yeah.
Like,
well, I'm an adult and you're a child. And if I was a child, I would hope that someone would bar me from documenting my embarrassing stuff.
But kids don't have that type of mental capacity to think
about
that. Like
to them, it's not fair.
Yeah, and it's funny because it's like the classic when you get older, you've always heard talk, whatever, and it's like, and it sucks because like as an adult, and once again, it's funny to think about how you used to think and versus how you think now, because like there's so many scenarios where it's like, damn, it's like. I don't want to sit here and tell someone that's younger, like, well, when you get older, but it's like, fuck, like, I wish I had that advice, or I wish I had the clarity that I'm about to give you, but you're not going to accept it, and I'm just going to be the person that's older, that's now doing, and it's like, it's a reciprocating effect, always and always, but it's like, yeah, she wants a TikTok, a YouTube, a Facebook, or whatever, Snapchat, whatever the fuck kids want, and it's like, across the board, like, a lot of, like YouTube is probably has more accounts than like Facebook does, if not gonna be beating it because kids probably have more. There's probably more YouTube kids channels than there are YouTube.
I don't know, man. I kind of feel like YouTube definitely isn't dying, but YouTube subscribership, like people definitely go on YouTube to like learn something or figure something out.
They won't make an account.
They're not gonna make an account. It's not one of those things where you have to have an account to participate in YouTube. You can just casually arrive on YouTube and never actually engage on it.
It's very true. And you probably can see that. Well, I'm not sure. Like,
oh yeah, it's infinitely harder to get subscribers, views, comments, all that stuff, likes on YouTube. On TikTok, it's easy as hell.
Yeah.
On Facebook, it's easy as hell because everybody's on Facebook. everybody, you're already friends with like, hundreds of friends and family. So they're going to look at your stuff. You're going to get views easy on that. You're going to get likes and comments, and people are going to want to say things about like, oh, how are you guys doing? Oh, that's hilarious. But like on
even
YouTube,
the one-off people you don't even talk to are like still seeing it,
yeah,
or whatever.
yeah. So if you get a viewership or a subscribership, I would say of 1,000 subscribers, that is definitely something to be proud of on YouTube. Yeah.
I have 30 followers on Twitch, and I'm like, I probably know every one of them, but I'm like, still like 30 people have an account, they've chosen to follow me.
Yeah,
and it's crazy.
I will say, dude, this podcast has made my subscribership on YouTube skyrocket to 3 extra subscribers.
That's a lot, man. 3's a lot.
To me, that is skyrocketing because like it was sitting at, I want to say like 74 for the greater part of a year.
Well,
and it only ever started going up because of this podcast.
Yeah, man, diversity. Like it's changed. Like first you were doing video. Not saying that people don't like your videos, but it's like, well, I mean, like I can't tell you enough how many different people that I follow on YouTube that like aren't just what I watch them for.
Exactly. Like, yeah.
Like sometimes, like I follow some golfers that are like my age that are getting to play golf, but they also do other stuff too, or musicians, or whatever the case may be.
Yeah, they always tell people like, hey, if you really want to get a viewership, you have to find a niche, and that's real tough because like a lot of people, they don't really like.
Not everybody is just one thing.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. Not everybody's just one thing. Like, yeah, you can be really, really good at one thing, but maybe you're really good at 5 other things too, and you would like to share that as well.
Yeah, like they'd be like, and Sable has like a blog about that because she's been wanting to do a YouTube channel, and because for one, she really loves like home decor, interior design.
Oh yeah,
maybe not that.
She's a really good artist too, and photographer.
Yeah, and she loves all that. And I'm like, you should make a YouTube page because for one, she watches a lot of how-to pages on like cooking or whatever. I'm like, and she's been wanting to do one for like home design or like declutter type stuff because she watches those. She likes them.
Mario Kondo.
And and Sable is also just good at that. Like she just likes doing it. It's a thing. She like on the iPad, dude. She has a little app where she can take a picture of a room and take things and like she rearranged this room doing that and made it towards it's more conducive to people, this, that, and this. It's super cool.
Yeah.
But she's afraid to do a YouTube channel because she doesn't like the way she might look or the way she sounds or whatever. But I'm like,
here's the thing, man.
I told her, I'm like, you're not even in square one yet. Like you got to make the channel and put the first video out. What's up?
I don't know. There's like buzzing in my headphones.
Oh, it could be your headphones.
Probably is. Shit, there's probably like 1,000 shorts in this just fucking
Oh.
old ass cable. It's like a 5-year-old like earbud cable.
But I'm like, you got to get to square one first, and then not like yourself. Like, but don't just like she has recorded videos and then not put them out there.
I mean, I kind of been drinking some YouTube Kool-Aid as far as like gurus and stuff. But some of the stuff that some of these people are saying is like solid advice. There's this one guy that was saying, listen, I'm not trying to brag on myself, but he's like, I got millions of followers and I've been at this for like 15 years.
It's a long time.
And he's like, the biggest advice I could give anyone trying to like do something like this is just make 35 videos, press record and just do it. Because whether like you try or not, your first 35 videos are probably going to suck. Yeah, maybe you get lucky and maybe a couple of them are like fire, but like it doesn't really matter because first you have to get people watching you before they can actually like get on board with what you're doing.
Yeah.
And so you just have to get those first 35 videos out of the way and you'll know if they're bad or not and you'll be able to like learn from that and build from it. And so like people kind of apprehensive about like making a YouTube channel that want to make a YouTube channel because they're worried that it's going to suck. They should just accept that it's going to suck and it's going to be terrible, and just go for it anyway. It's like jumping into a cold pool.
You're describing my exact conversation I had with her, and she's still like, I know, but after 4 times of her bringing it up and me saying the exact same thing, she still doesn't want to do it. Yeah. Or she wants to do it, but she still like has like anxiety about it. But I'm like,
doesn't know where to start.
I'm like, look, if I can like if I can stream on Twitch and have people, like I am the least people person. Oh, yeah. But I do like. And I'm like, no, and I'm not saying that like I have like a big following on Twitch, but like there is one person that follows me on. Since I've been playing Red Dead, I've gained like 8 followers, right?
Dude, that's awesome.
And there's one person that watched me play Red Dead, and it's awesome.
Like the whole time, you'll be playing Red Dead 8 hours, and he's there the whole time.
I have no idea who it is. It's like, so, like I even asked, because I was like, "Do I know you? What is it?" He's like, "I just saw your channel, and it's like he's like, I like to support small streamers, whatever." He's like, "So like, like if I see you on, like I'll put you on like my like whatever,"
Oh,
and
yeah.
like we like, and so like if I'm like doing bounties, he's like, "Oh, like," and I think he plays Red Dead too, or Red Dead also. And he was like, "Oh, that bounty is going to be on this clue," or like, and he'll help me out, or he'll be like, "Oh, like that card you're looking for is going to be actually on the like," and like it blows him. I'm like, it's just what like,
yeah, man.
It's just like it's crazy.
He's like your keyboard warrior, just sitting there like giving you clues the whole time. He's like your Jarvis.
He doesn't always watch me, but like if I like out of like let's say 5 streams, so like 2 of those will watch for multiple hours, and it's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
But I'm like, telling Sable once, I'm like, look, like, if I can get on there and do it, I am by no means, like, I don't think I'm, like, any type of, like, and I'm not like a photogenic, like, I think my voice sounds weird, like, I'm not, like, different. I just do it because to do it. I like doing it.
Why not? You're already investing the time. You might as well see if you can get a Twitch follower. Yeah. You're already investing like 4 or 5 hours in video games.
The coolest part is like Michael, you know, hey, what's up, man? Ramsey got something on there, or like other people, like whatever. Like, and there's a little bit of fun in that. It's whatever.
And then also, like, do you remember when we were kids and like you were playing with your friends, like playing video games, and then something fucking incredible would happen? And then it's just lost the time.
With a button. I can press Control C or 2 buttons, sorry.
Yeah, we live in a different time now. Like, anytime something incredible happens in a video game, if you're Twitch streaming, boom, you can clip it. It's in there. It's
great.
You've got it. You can look at it again.
Online.
Yeah, it's online. You can, I mean, not even putting it online, but like, if you just want to see yourself do something that was incredible in the video game, again, you can do it.
Like, exactly, and it's hilarious, and it's awesome, it's fun, and
oh hey, you should know, me and a group of my friends, I think like every Thursday or Friday, we've been playing Rocket League. So I don't know if you want to get in on that.
I do have Rocket League, and I'm down. Rocket League is a super fun game,
dude. I've gotten a lot better at Rocket League in the past like month or so because we've been playing every week.
Dude, like during quarantine, like I grinded Rocket League, like it was like free. I got it, and like. For one, I just miss quarantine so bad.
Oh my god!
But
I was thinking about it the other day. I was just driving, and I drove past this park we went to when we were on quarantine. And I was like, man, I miss when the world was all fucked up and I had no obligations. I didn't have to go to work, and there was no return to work date in sight. It was just weeks and weeks of vacation.
Dude, I smoked like an ounce weed every 3 days, and
oh my god, I can't believe I missed out.
And I drink like fucking like I literally like I would go to the store like once every week or two, and I'd buy like rice, meat, and veggies, whatever, and like I'd buy 2 30-packs of Coors, and I would just drink on that until a week, and I would just go back and get 2 more, go back or what like it was just great. Man.
Listen, I'm a big guy, and you were right there behind me for a little bit. I think you were like 20 pounds behind me there for a little bit.
The heaviest I got was 235.
Yeah, well, okay, maybe you were 30 pounds behind me, but you got close, buddy.
Well, I wasn't that heavy during quarantine.
Yeah. I think I saw you one time, and I was like, "Oh, welcome to the club! You're doing it."
That was probably like, well, like I've been losing weight for like over a year now. Like, I had already started like the.
You should know something about me. I'm toxic, and when I see my friends get fat, I'm like, yes.
My goal that I'm at now was I was already there before quarantine. Like I'm doing the same diet I did last year. I'm doing 3 months. And when quarantine started, I weighed 205. So I was already down 35 pounds. So like, it's just I gained probably like almost 12 pounds during quarantine. Like
you said you were 205 and you got to 235?
No. Like I've been 235 in almost a year and a half.
Oh.
Like I was at the heaviest when I went to the doctor to get a physical, which was like almost 2 years ago.
And that was the first time the doctor ever told you, hey, maybe you should stop eating pork.
Yeah. But I weighed 235, and like that, and I was like, "Damn, do I weigh that much?" But like during quarantine, like I wasn't that heavy during quarantine. Like I was I had gotten down to 205 already,
Oh,
and then
good for
quarantine
you.
happened, and then I shot back up to 220.
Dude,
Like I gained a lot during quarantine.
I need to get back on the bandwagon, dude. I got down to 255. And I just weighed myself. I'm up to 263. I've been like eating pizza and burgers and drinking.
Well, if you just don't do one of those,
Oh,
you should be
yeah.
fine.
Dude, I've been fucking up, man. Like today, Morgan got done picking Cora up from school, and Cora had this coupon for a free ice cream cone at Brahms, and so she's at Brahms, and she calls me. She's like, "Do you want something?" I was like, "Well, fuck yeah, I want a shake."
Give me a bag of burgers.
And I was like, "I want a bag of burgers." But yeah. I need to get back on the bandwagon. When I'm at work and I go to work, I try to get, like, I don't, go to the EDR and I don't eat out. I bring a meal, and it's broccoli, a little bit of rice, and like ground turkey or something like that.
That's great.
So during the week I'm good, but on my weekends, man,
Go hard,
dude. I'm fucking it up. Like even right now, I'm drinking a whole bottle of wine. I've already had some tequila. So
nice.
I'm dying.
I mean, like, it's. I mean, I'm sure I'm trying to think of like 4 things at once. But like,
man, I had so many things I wanted to talk to you about on the way over here, and now
I
I'm
still
blanking.
I still have 2 things that I haven't brought up yet, but I'm saving. No, I'm not saving, but like, the whole diet thing. It's like, I have to have a goal.
Mm-hmm.
If I don't have a goal, then I'm loosey goosey. I'm gonna drink a bottle of wine and whatever. Or I'm gonna eat I don't like pizza, but like ice cream. Like I get a whole bucket, a whole like pint of ice cream or whatever. The food part, and it's the sweets for me. Like I like eating what I'm eating already. Like even when I'm not like dieting, I still eat. Like rice and chicken, and like I love like soy sauce and Thai chili or like Chipotle, like whatever, like toy aioli. Like I still like all the different like rices and veggies and meats. I'll eat more of it. But for me, I like cheesecake. I can eat a whole cheesecake in one sitting. I like fucking candy. I can eat like I would get like 2 king size Reese's. I can just fucking plow through those like nothing. And like having calorie packed foods is way more bad for you than eating a whole pizza. Because a whole pizza is gonna get you full. Yeah, it's gonna be high in calories, but 4 Reese's cups has like the same calories.
Yeah,
so it's
I try and stay away from candy because I know candy is like 50 calories.
Like that's my big thing. Like candy,
for me, when I'm eating and I'm trying to like eat good, for me it's an attractive, like a magnetism thing. If I feel like I'm on a roll with weight loss, I have
What's happening there?
Oh no! What happened? I was still recording. The computer just started to sleep.
I know, but it said loading data, and I was like, "What the fuck is that loading data for?" My bad. But
what does that mean?
No, I think it's good.
I think we're good.
I think we're good too.
But for me, it's a thing where like if I'm on a roll and I know I'm aggressively on track to be losing weight every week because of the way I'm eating, then I'm not deterred by bad food. Like maybe the only thing that makes me crave something is like alcohol on my days off,
Yeah, alcohol's big.
But as far as like junk food and shit food, that just kind of comes down to laziness, honestly. Like
I never eat chips. I
don't really. I mean,
like I'll eat chips if I'm like at a Mexican restaurant, but I'm never
yeah, that's the other thing. I really like going out to restaurants.
But see, me too. Like I love going out, like sushi. I like going to eat sushi. I like going to Marble Slab. I like going to eat
Mexican food.
Like I fucking love Mexican food.
I think I've had Mexican food like 6 times in 2 weeks. Dude, I'm not even fucking joking, man. I've went with like 4 different groups of people. We just keep picking Mexican food, and like, there's no way to go to a Mexican restaurant and be like, "Oh, there's healthy choices here." No, it's all bad.
Yeah, like
it's also good.
I can eat like 10 tacos, like straight up. Like there's this Mexican restaurant down the street. Have you ever been there? It's called Izzy's. It's like down the street from here.
I've been to La Parelia's, which is not too far from here.
Okay, I haven't been there, but like this is literally like not even 2 miles from here. It's great, and they have like, I mean, it's a classic like a. It's not like a Tex-Mex. It's like a. Have you ever been like Tacos Don Francisco?
We walked in there one time and we got discouraged by the way it looked inside, and we left.
This place is like that.
Yeah.
But it's so fucking good. Tacos Don is so fucking good. You should go. Okay,
I should go back.
You should go back there because it's like the best food. Because like I like the weird shit. I like cheek. cheek meat.
Oh,
And like
yeah. Oh.
they have this fucking cheek meat and pineapple tacos. Dude, I can like fucking 12 of those.
You like some of that cachetone meat?
Yeah, I like the weird shit. I like the intestines. I like the fucking cheek meat. And I mean, I'll get like 2 like pork.
I might be down for cheek meat, but I don't want to do intestines.
The intestines, so like it depends. Like pork intestine is like pork rind. Like it literally just it's like a like.
Really?
Like the fried ones, it's just like all it is it's like pork rind. Like,
I mean, I've had chicken gizzards before, and that's like chewy. Like
gizzards are great. I love gizzards, man.
Yeah, it's chewy like calamari.
Yeah. And so the pork intestines that I like, it's literally like pork rinds are in the intestines.
Yeah.
Like I mean, sometimes it's the skin, but
I thought pork rinds was skin.
But so
it can be
the ones you buy at the store are probably skin. But if you go to like Las Americas and get some of those pork rinds, like the ones they make.
Oh wow!
Like it's gonna be like skin, and it's gonna be part of the intestine meat. And the way it's like when it fries, it just bubbles up, and it's like and not always, but then I break it off. But like it's not that. I mean,
I used to work for that guy that owns Las Americas.
It's a kick-ass store. It's super sketchy, but it's great.
Oh yeah, well no, the way he paid us was super sketch. I worked at his television station. It was Teletulo Canal 51.
I think you were talking about this.
Yeah.
You worked for a Spanish fucking television
station?
Yeah,
it was the Tulsa's first and only Spanish-speaking television station. And it wasn't an affiliate. Like, we produced our own content, and it was actually kind of cool. Like, I was a kid, though. And it went under because it got mismanaged into the ground. Damn. And there towards the end, they're like, listen, we cannot pay anyone for 2 weeks. Would you still please come to work? And I was like, I'm about to leave to go to college and fuck that up, so.
You're like, you're asking me to work for no money, and that's basically slavery?
Yeah, I was like, it cost me $20 a day to drive here, so I can't. I should have just done it. I should have just not went to college.
You should have just sued him and be a millionaire by now. Actually, maybe not a millionaire, but.
No, they're giving everybody the option. They're like, listen, we're going to have to close down. So unless you guys want to, you can come and work for free for about 2 weeks, and then maybe we can pay you after that. But we got to weather this storm. And I was a little shithead kid, and I was like, "You're not gonna pay me? Suck a dick."
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
I mean, I think it was a great choice. Because
yeah, but I should have stayed. Like my fucking manager.
Well, you're working for a television company. It's gotta be somewhat cool.
It was really cool. Like honestly, I was getting paid dog shit. And it was all under the table, and like they weren't filing taxes. Like there was no W-2. Like I had to go to a grocery store and have like some abuelita back in the back office like give me $300 cash, and I was like, "Where's the check?" And she's like, "It's no check, it's cash."
Yeah, like we just got it from the store registered.
and I was like, but he told me I made $400 a week. She's like, yeah, that taxes you take out, so you make.
No, she was making $100 off you a week.
Yeah, she probably fucking was, man. Everybody else was making $4, and I'm just this dumbass 18-year-old. But no, it was actually pretty cool. I learned a lot there, and like I kind of wish I would have just stayed and not got paid because it would have been more experience. Because I made like 5 different commercials while I was there.
That's badass.
Yeah, it was cool.
Like they were on like public television, right?
Yeah, they aired on Tulsa. Like I worked like a fucking slave. Like they had me come in at 5 o'clock in the morning, and some nights I didn't leave till 10.
Damn.
Yeah, because we'd have to get there, we'd have to prep the studio, we'd have to shoot the morning news, and then after that was over, we'd kind of dick around and then like smoke 1,000 cigarettes. And then I'd like go with a reporter, and we'd like go like do a story about this gas station that got robbed, and then we'd come back. We'd go to lunch, and
How
like
scary is that? Like, hope he doesn't come back to the store.
Yeah, it's like he came in here, we waved the gun, man. He beat like 4 people up, and he said, "I will be back."
And then here you guys are, just like, oh, damn, that's crazy. This is news.
He said, "I'll come back when they show up with those expensive cameras."
Yeah, that's what I think about all the time. Like, fucking news crew. Well, obviously, it's sometimes the police right there, so that's why. I mean, if you're a criminal robbing and whatever, you came back to the scene of the crime within the past couple hours, you're pretty dumb.
Well, I mean, criminals. I mean, they're criminals for a reason.
Yeah,
they've exhausted their resources and they're dumb. Not all of them are dumb, but the ones that rob grocery stores pretty much are.
Yeah, I mean, like, you're literally just like
yeah.
I feel like it'd be less work if you got just a small job.
Yeah.
Than to rob a grocery store for $40 or
yeah.
Like,
you knocked over a grocery store for $1,500. It's like, you could have made that in like a paycheck.
Yeah.
Like you could have got a job doing tree work and got paid that much.
But it's like it's crazy the amount of risk. Like you're risking a felony for like $500.
Yeah.
Like that's like the mindset you got to be in. Like it's just like, and once again, it's a classic. Like I have no idea what I'm talking about, and that's a good thing because I don't know what it's like to be a criminal. But in my head, I'm thinking, okay,
well, here, try this crystallized methamphetamine
yeah.
and see how you feel about knocking over a grocery
If
store.
you just go rob a neighbor, I guarantee they got at least $200 cash in there.
Yeah.
Like, what are you
One
talking about,
time
man?
I saw inside their house when they were leaving, and they had a television. So that's got to be $20,000, right?
Yeah.
Let's steal it.
And they're on meth, and so yeah, that's fucking insane.
Me and Morgan have been like resale shopping and going to pawn shops.
Oh,
we
I
went
love
to
going to
Easy
pawn
Pawn.
shops.
Oh,
I love
dude.
going to pawn shops, dude. It's
Yeah.
great.
I mean, it's kind of depressing. You go in there and it's full of already super depressed people that are like, please extend my pawn an extra week. That's my grandmother's wedding ring. And it's some super fat guy behind the counter is like, nope, can't do it.
They have like 90,000 like 1991 Zenith TVs, like just like, and you're just like, and there's like another guy waiting in line trying to sell one. He's like, I got another one, Bob. He's like, here's $15.
Here's $15. Yeah.
At one point, do they gotta say no to this shit? Which I bet they do, but like when you walk in, you're like, I doubt they do.
Dude, the bar for morals in there, like if the pawn shop doesn't think that they're going to get caught and snagged in something and have to return merchandise, they're going to accept it.
Yeah.
If you're a crackhead and you come in there with something that doesn't have a serial number on it and there's like no way to track it back to somebody, they're gonna be like, okay, yeah, fine.
Yeah, pawn shops are $20. Like the Easy Pawn Broken Arrow, I go to a lot.
That's the one I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah,
we went in there and as we were walking in, there was a car full of crackheads, obvious crackheads, just sitting out there, and they're like looking at us and looking forward, and like. One of the guys looked exactly.
They actually have nice stuff at that one though. Like I actually go that one a lot
because it
because
kind of seemed emptied out though.
But and it could be. I went to a one that's like over on like Sheridan Garnet, whatever. There was nothing in there. Like so, like I bet they're. I mean, times are probably hard across the board. They're like spending money and buying money, but
it cracks me up too because pawn shops they will shamelessly try and undercut store prices by like $5. Like one of the TVs that they had in there, it was an on-brand 32-inch flat screen. And I'm one of those people that like every time I go to Walmart, I always walk back to the electronics section. It's just I have to make that stop.
I did it just today, literally.
Even though I'm not buying anything from there, I have to look.
I just want to look.
And so their on-brand 32-inch flat screen, I think it retails for $115. They were selling theirs for $105. That's like, why would I buy it? That's pawn shop television when I can spend $10 more and get a brand new.
It's because they're probably like, well, for one, we're in the communication age. They know what the prices are. Like, they know what brand new shit is. So it's like maybe they won't argue. Like, maybe to them, like, is he going to go drive now to spend, like someone cheap like me or you might, like, yeah, fuck it. I'll drive 25 more minutes just to go get a deal. But some people...
Yeah, but who is coming in a pawn shop to shop for a television? Like
I would shop for a cheap television, or like if I needed one or whatever. But
for me, I would be in the pawn shop looking for a deal. So if they had if they had that same TV in there and it was $20 or $30 cheaper, then you've got my interest. But $5 or $10, like, dude, come on.
There for a while, like on Mondays, like that was like my shit. Like I would I'd get up early and like I would like literally like I would go to the Golden Pawns, I would go to the Easy Pawns, I would go to Once Upon a Time Broken Arrow too.
Once Upon a Time.
Yeah, it's
dude, that's so creative.
I'm looking for one random shit. Like each pawn shop's got a different little like random shit. But then I go.
I own this guitar. Once upon a time.
And then I go to the guitars and look at stuff. I actually am thinking about buying like a cheap little bass just to have here because Ramsey is letting someone borrow the bass right now, and it's been a bit to get back. But
there's a really cool looking bass in Easy Pawn right now. I mean,
there's like a little.
I don't know what brand it is, but it's got red strings, and that caught my eye. It was pretty cool.
But I like going to that like antique shops too. Like you get the most random shit. Like it's
dude. I found an N64 with Super Smash Bros. In it and a controller for $35.
Yeah, and that's easy. Like you can probably sell that and make money because
just the other day we went to I think it's Jade Antiques in Broken Arrow, and I got Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring, Risk. Trilogy edition for $45.
Did you go there on Monday?
I went there. Yeah, I went yesterday.
You know what's crazy is that we literally looked at a house over by there.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah.
In that neighborhood, Oak Crest neighborhood?
Yeah.
Dude, that's
we literally
hilarious.
looked at a house like at 4:10 yesterday. Like we went, or 4:15, had an appointment to look at a house with it yesterday. It's so
Are
funny.
you buying a house?
We're going to this year. Like right now, we're just
Hell
kind of
yeah.
like getting our feet wet and like getting used to just looking. Like
Yeah.
getting used to like
It's fun.
getting used to like what the way I was describing it to say was like getting over that like first like little like rush of like, oh, we're buying a house, like, and then just like getting used to it, like, because like
Property values are on the rise, dude.
because we don't want to be or for one, I want to get rid of the like the pressure of like oh like it's like the first time like not impulsive buying, but like you're getting like you're kind of like jittery, whatever. Like I want to get callous to just like realize like, oh, we're about to make a big purchase. Like I want to get used to like getting over like, oh, well, I'm here in a house. This could be my
the
house.
first time
like,
you have anal sex, it's a big deal. The fifth time you do it, you're like, okay, this is old hat.
I now know
I want
to
get it stretched and used to the idea.
Exactly.
I got you. Because, dude, signing yourself up to debt that's over $100,000 when you've never even contemplated it before, it seems asinine. It seems very alien to even do that to yourself.
And it's a different type of debt. It's not like, you now, like...
I call it functional debt.
Yeah. Because, like, worst case scenario, you just got to sell your house, and you might lose a little bit of money, but it's, like, not like just... Not like losing a limb, like, you know.
Yeah, it's just money. And like a long time ago, it was probably about 6 years ago, I changed my view on money. It's like money is something that you will have and lose all throughout your life. And you should never fret about losing money because you're always going to make more of it. The only way you're not going to make more is if you are maimed or ill. You know, as long as you're able-bodied and you can fucking get up in the morning and leave the house, you have the ability to make money.
Yeah, as long as you're like willing to work, like you're gonna have money. It might not be as much as you want, or it might, or whatever. But like, I mean, like I don't necessarily think like that. I'm more or less like I'm a cheap ass. Like,
no, it's good to be frugal. You know,
I want. Like I won't buy something until I've thought about it for like a month. Like I need new shoes.
I'm more impulsive than that.
I need new shoes right now, and I've yet to buy shoes.
Oh, dude, Morgan is begging me to buy new shoes. I've had these shoes for like 4 years, and I'm not interested.
I don't have like socks and underwear. I've got like 4 pair of each.
Oh god!
I just keep washing them because I'm like I'm not like.
You're like I didn't get a replacement set of underwear and socks for Christmas, so you know I'm just hoping next year they come through.
I didn't either. This was hilarious. But it's like I'll save up to buy like a nice guitar all day long because I'm like, oh, like this is like I'm okay with spending money with my hobbies.
Yeah,
that's great.
That's a checkpoint in your finances. You can look at that guitar and be like, that is an obvious checkpoint of my goals.
But like, I'm not gonna like shop around and just blow like $100 a week on clothes or whatever. Like I like.
Yeah, I've never been like.
I go to like Ross or like clearance sections. Yeah, like I bought like a $5 shirt the other day because it was like a nice Reebok shirt at Walmart on clearance. I was like, fuck yeah, it's a nice shirt, like $5. Fuck yeah, got that. That's like the first clothes I've like. I went to Goodwill.
Yeah, like, I can buy like 1 or 2 shirts, but when I go buying like. I've never 10 articles of clothing.
I've never been on a shopping spree. I've never just been like, oh, okay,
yeah,
I'm
my
about
mom
to go.
used to take me on those when I was a kid.
Like, I've never
feel
just
uncomfortable.
Like, I'm not just gonna go like, okay, here's my $250. I'm gonna go buy a bunch of clothes.
Yeah, I've never done. I've had it done for me when my mom did it. Like my mom would do that at the start of every school year. She'd take me out and she'd spend about like $400 on new clothes. And honestly, it was irresponsible because like we were broke growing up, and like my mom would just irresponsibly be like, "Come on, we're going to the mall," and she would just like she would take me to store to store to store, and we would like rack up like so many different like articles of clothing, and I'm like, "This is insane."
It's like,
and she would just kind of like make me do it.
Well, and it's like, you know, she's like also like, well, I want to spend the money, Tyler, so we're doing this.
Yeah, but at the same time, I was like, oh, I don't need all this. Like, I just need 5 shirts and 5 pants. That's it.
That's how I am, man. Like,
you know?
like in some, like I've got a whole closet full of clothes that are just accumulative that all are nice and fit me.
Yeah.
But like sometimes I'll just wear the same shirt for like 3 days because I'm like I don't want to have to wash it and then this and this and like I'm like
Yeah.
like during like especially on the weekends like
On the weekends, it's 2-day minimum on my shirts. I'm
I'll go
wearing a
through-
shirt for 2 days.
if I'm golfing or if I'm out doing something or whatever, like I'll go through more sets because like I will know I'm gonna be sweating or like whatever. But if it's like a weekend where I'm not doing anything, it's cold. Like I wear whatever I change into Saturday night when I go to work. Like I wear that for those those 2 days. Like that's what
people used to call me Seth Rogen all the time because I would constantly be like hanging out in my work clothes for like a day or two. Like I would get off work, I'd hang out, I'd go party,
it's different
and then
for most
I would
people.
be
Like,
hanging out the next day in my work. Yeah. Yeah. No, and even the time I was at McGill's, I'd get home from work, and this was before Cora, and I'd be like hanging out in my back server clothes at somebody else's house. Wake up the next day, still be hanging out. So it's like going on 2 days in my back server uniform. But yeah, I recently went to Target and spent an uncomfortable amount of money.
Dude, Target has like nice shit, man. Like I fucking love Target. Like going like.
Dude, I love Target too, but it's a little pricey.
And I'm such a like hypocrite in a lot of ways because like. As much as I'm a cheap ass and I don't like I'm just like like save. I go on these spurts where I'm like I kind of like shopping because like because I'm like
I'm on one of those spurts right now.
But for me, it's like I'm not spending hundreds of dollars at a time. Like
I am.
Well, you bought something that you're gonna use a lot, and unfortunately like it's necessary. Like
this right here costs $200.
Damn straight.
It's that's the sound of $200, bitches.
but it's like I like we went to Target and I bought some random shit for $40 or I spent $50 here or whatever. Like anytime that I have to make a purchase and I spend more than like $80, I'm like, nope, I'm now in save mode because I spent too much money or whatever. Like once again, I'm a cheap ass. Like I don't like I just like. Like money's money, and I'm like, I need to have it.
Yeah.
I don't want anyone else to have it.
Oh no! I mean, honestly, you deserve a badge for being able to save money. You've saved an incredible amount of money before you ever bought a car.
Yeah, I did. Well, and that was just like me.
Did you buy your car right out, cash?
No.
What? Why?
I could have, but I didn't want to.
I know. Why didn't you? I thought that was your plan the whole time.
I have good credit, and so I was able to get a pretty low interest rate, as well as I wanted to just have a cheap payment. So what I did was I found a car, got the loan. My loan was like $13,000, and I just put $2,500 towards the loan. So now I've shaved off like 6 payments or 7 payments. So now I only now owe $9,000 on my car now.
Yeah,
and
I'm one of those people
had it for a
though.
year.
Like I don't like being under the boot of debt. Like if I have the ability to pay my way out of a debt and not have to worry about a payment, I want to get it over with, cut it off as soon as possible, just rip it clean.
I want to get rid of my phone. This is the like.
Are you still paying on your phone? How many years have you had that?
No, like a phone plan is. It's still gonna cost you $100 a month for a phone.
Oh yeah. No, my phone plan is about that.
Yeah, so it's like I'm like, man, it drives me nuts. I'm like, I gotta give someone like
Morgan wants to get new phones right now. I'm like, dude, I just spent 4 years paying off this phone.
I'm pretty close to just getting a home phone. I got my computer. Like
what? You're not gonna do that.
A
home phone?
You don't understand how close I am to getting rid of this. Like,
fine.
I don't need it for anything. This is like this is literally for me now. Like, I have no social media. I use it for music to pay my bills on, which I have computer to do as well. Like I just don't need it.
Using a calculator on your home phone.
I don't need a calculator for what? Like
I mean, you don't think you need a calculator until it comes time to calculate something.
On my computer, I can use that.
I mean, yeah, but ease of use. You gotta stop what you're doing, get up, come in here, get on the computer. Or if you've got an analog calculator like in your junk drawer. An analog. You gotta pull it out.
I mean,
wipe it off.
That alone's not gonna stop me. Like, it's more or less like I just really don't need. I don't know why I need this. Like,
well, kudos to you for not being utterly and hopelessly addicted to technology, but I couldn't do it. Like, I rely on my phone to upload videos and look up videos, and
I have a
and
computer for all that.
complain about the government.
Yeah. I can't talk smack and burn to the neighbor.
Yeah.
On there.
Yeah, I can't look and see what's going on in the neighborhood on the neighborhood Facebook page and see my neighbor complaining about people making out across the pond.
Dude, not having social media is the greatest thing. I'm like 3 months in. I have nothing. YouTube is the only,
Yeah.
if you call that social media, which I don't. I mean, it's not. It is and it isn't. You know.
Yeah.
But like, oh, man, like it's just great. Like it's just like so like.
I need it. It's like heroin. I need that endorphin rush every time I get a like or a comment. I've realized I have a problem, but I'm happy with my heroin addiction.
But like, it's not even this. Like that's not why. Like, I just like. It's more or less the motion of like the fact that there are times where I was like, I'm like, oh, like where's my phone? Like, wait a minute, why do I need my phone? Like or like this. Like, I would like to know how many hours people spend doing this. Whereas, think about it, 20 years ago, that wasn't even an option to just like think about like 30 years ago. This wasn't a thing. Like you couldn't like no one was ever doing this motion.
Yeah.
So I think about that a lot, and I know it's kind of deep into it, but I'm just like,
oh yeah,
like,
no,
I don't need
looking at your phone as much as I do. I guarantee you causes circulation problems because as I lay in bed looking at my phone, like my hands will go numb because I'm holding my hands above my face, and I know that's completely unnatural. Like I totally see what you're saying, and how weird it would be if instead of a phone, I was looking at a rock. Like if I was just holding a rock and looking at the rock as much as I'm looking at my phone. That would be insane.
What is that guy doing over there?
I'm just staring at this rock for like a significant portion of my day.
This is a piece of glass and metal and whatever. Like it's just like, like.
Can you imagine just laying in bed staring at a rock for hours?
That's what you're doing now.
That's what I'm doing.
But like,
that's what she's doing. Hey-o! Penis joke.
But that's kind of like that's where I'm at, and like I'm not anti-social. Like I might make a new one eventually, but like at the moment, like I have no intention on getting it back. But I'm not anti. Like I get it. Like there's a lot of useful properties for it, but it's just like I don't need it for work. I don't need it for like talking to family. Like, people always mention that, but I've got all my family's phone numbers. Like my grandma calls me all the time. But like, I don't need Facebook for
How often do you talk to your grandma?
I mean, like, so she'll
you're making me feel bad.
I mean, like, probably like once every couple weeks, she'll call me and talk to me. Yeah.
Oh damn. I mean, I've got one grandpa that lives at my parents' house now, and I've got the other grandpa that lives in Seattle, and the one that lives in Seattle, like, I'm just gonna be honest, I've got more of a relationship with him, and like more life experiences with that grandpa in Seattle.
Yeah.
So I'd be more keen to talk to him, but I don't call him often. Like, should I feel like shit?
Well, my grandparents live like 40 minutes away, like in Locust Grove. So it's like it's different. Like whenever they lived in Arkansas, I actually talked to them more because she would call me all the time. But like, I didn't go to Arkansas that often. Like, but like, I mean. It's weird. People always think about family like, oh my god, like your family, this, that, and this. It's got to talk to them, whatever. But like, I talk to them as much as they want to talk to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna go out of my way to talk to them. Like, it's like I wouldn't go up to a stranger and start talking to them. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, I have a lot of family that I just don't even know. Like I know them growing up. Yeah, you like your cousins, your first cousins, whatever. I don't ever like.
Oh, dude, I never talk to my cousin.
It's just like, yeah, you're a family, but it doesn't mean you're close.
Dude,
like,
I've got a cousin that is a public stripper. Like, she's very publicly a stripper.
Yeah.
And it cracks me up.
Well, private strippers.
No, because she'll get on Facebook and she'll be like, hey, this is how much money I made last week. And like, she'll like take pictures and like, dude, it's just.
Dude, I would be a stripper in a heartbeat.
I would do it fucking too. Like, honestly.
If I ever get shredded,
I'm not shitting on it at all. I just think it's funny that she's
no.
Hey, family and grandma, this is what I've been doing. You know, it's just like, she's ultra super proud.
Like, what's wrong with that, though? Like,
there's nothing wrong with it, I guess. I just think it's just, I don't know, it's just kind of funny to, like, get on Facebook and see it.
It's just so weird. It's like,
I mean, I'm not shaming her at all. It's like, if I was a chick and I had like tits and ass, I would totally be doing that.
I'd be a dude stripper if I get shredded and someone's like, dude, you make $1,000 a night on the weekends.
Yeah, you're gonna have to shake your dick in the faces of guys. I'd do that too. It's like, hey, that's money.
American Dad has an incredibly funny bit about this because Stan ends up being a stripper to make money to hide something, whatever, and he's straight though, right? Like, his other group of strippers are all kind of like gay, and he's out there and he comes back up and like, how was Stan? He's like, oh, Tuesday night, whatever. And he's like, hey guys, he's like, when do the boners stop happening? like on stage, and they were like, you still get boners? Like, you're straight and like whatever, but that having naked, I was like, I mean, if you're a straight male stripping, you're probably gonna get boners a lot. Not from
if you're stripping for ladies, you're saying?
Like, yeah. Well, I mean, friction, man. Like, I'm saying, like, if people are gonna be touching you and you're purposely in, like, you're probably gonna get a boner at random times. Like,
I'd be worried if you didn't get boners from your junk being molested. Like, if someone's rubbing and touching your junk and it's in a sexual setting already, and it's a member,
if you're gay or straight.
Yeah, no, it's let's just say it's a member of the sex you're attracted to, and they're touching your junk all the time. I'd be worried if you don't get boners.
Yeah, and like I was thinking about that. I was like, dang. Yeah. So like, I'm not saying all male strippers are gay, but what I'm saying is that like, being a straight stripper would be like mega straight, like, would be hard because like you're probably gonna get boners a lot.
Yeah,
like it's just like creepy to think about. I know it's weird.
I don't know. I think that you would associate your boner with getting money, and you'd probably just
Which sounds great too.
Yeah, you would just get more boners. Like honestly, yeah. Even if you're straight and some dude is like, "Hey, show me your dick," and like he's like, I don't know.
Here's $100. I'm like, I guess.
Yeah, it's like I mean, you're making me hard with your wallet. You know, I don't know.
It's a weird thing.
It is pretty weird. I mean, some of my old bosses that I used to work with at Compadres, the GM, he used to be a male stripper with the bartender, and he was telling me like they both used to do it, and they would make thousands of fucking dollars.
I'd do it in a heartbeat, man.
And I was like, why did you ever get out of it? He's like, I don't know, man. I got tired of feeling like a piece of meat. I'm like, you sound like such a bitch. He's like,
why? But why?
He was like, I could totally sympathize with what you're coming from, but he's like, once you've actually done it and you've done it for as long as we did it, you start to like feel degraded.
But I'm a money whore. I'm like $1,000 for one night just stripping. I'll do it in a heartbeat.
I'm so cheap, and like to make that amount of money so easily.
Like you can just add $1,000 to your savings or bankings in one night for a dance. In a fucking heartbeat.
I totally see why strippers turn into drug addicts. The money is so plentiful. It's like, fuck, I could spend $400 on coke tonight. I'm gonna make triple that tomorrow.
I do feel like I would drink a lot more because like, I would be like, I'd want to be a little drunk if I'm gonna start stripping.
I mean, if I was gonna be stripping and like I had to do it for dudes, I'd be on ecstasy. I'd be like, shit, I gotta love what I'm doing. I need an aid to do that, I guess. And if I can afford it, oh my god.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
No, I don't think I'd ever get back into ecstasy.
I mean, I've never done it, but
let me tell you, doing Molly, especially, like, when I talk about ecstasy, I'm talking about Molly. Because every time I took ecstasy, which is Molly mixed with something else, it's never really done that much. But anytime I took Molly, that was obviously doing something. Let me tell you, it's like getting a blowjob on a roller coaster for like 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah.
A good blowjob.
Yeah, I mean, I've always
she knows what she's doing.
I've always heard that Louis C.K. has a joke where he's like talking about heroin. I think he's like, it's like getting a blowjob with a girl with 1,000 tongues.
Yeah, she just keeps finding new places to put those tongues, and every second that goes by, you're like, I didn't think that could happen, but it's happening. Oh god.
But I mean, I've always heard good things. Like
I wouldn't recommend it.
I'm not a big fan of like going up and like geeking out, like people got geeking out or whatever. Like I'm not a fan of that feeling. Like having a lot of caffeine.
You think you're not a fan of? I mean, no one's a fan of that feeling that you're talking about, geeking and getting high and being hyper. They're a fan of the euphoria.
Yeah, it's also a painkiller too. Well,
yeah, it's more than a painkiller. Well, there's a euphoria that's associated with the peak. Once you hit the peak of that high and that jitter, That's what gets people addicted to crack.
I'm also scared of it too, because like
Yeah, you should
like,
be.
I
Like,
don't
it's
wanna,
extremely alluring. Like, I can totally see why people get addicted to crack and cocaine and
yeah.
speed and PCP
My senior year,
and all that stuff.
we had to do like our like your 3,000 word essay or whatever, and like I did mine over heroin because that was interesting. Because well, for one, I was just picked a random thing that would be funny, but also as I got into it, like heroin is like marijuana. Like it's like at its base level, it's just in a plant. Like you can get like obviously you have to do a lot of poppy seeds to get like a shit ton, but obviously if you concentrate it down, but it's a naturally occurring drug. And in small, like, controlled doses, it can be like marijuana, like you're doing it. Obviously, that's never the case.
Oh, people in certain countries will chew on poppy seed leaves and feel the effects of heroin.
But, like...
Well, I could be saying that wrong, but there's a certain leaf that people chew in certain countries.
I know cocaine leaves you can do that.
Yeah, I think that is one. Yeah, but
like,
there's a heroin type leaf that people chew in a certain country that gives them like a heroin. It's a very low grade heroin feel.
Yeah. Oh, are you talking about like in Somalia?
I don't know. Yeah, I think so, yeah. All the Somalian pirates do it. Yeah, they chew it. They have big old mouthfuls full of it.
And they wrap this like they wrap it and they have like they use it like as you would like chewing tobacco, but they get super high off of it. Yeah. But no, but like I just meant like heroin, like opiates are found in poppy seeds, and so like there's something to be said about like capital F Fender 23.
Oh yeah,
it's fine.
You're putting that on the internet. Someone's gonna break in your house and
no. So that's just the password to get on the computer.
Oh okay.
The password for anything else.
All the porn is held back from another password.
Yes. And you don't need to do that. It's probably still recording. I mean, if you just want to look at it, you definitely can. You go for it.
Well, keep talking about drugs. I'm sorry.
No, I was just saying, but like opioids, or like opiates or whatever, like they're it's just crazy because like they're like some of the best painkillers, relaxing, whatever. But like it's also really addicting because like I always thought it'd be super cool to get opium, like to smoke opium, like it's like
yeah, you've said that before. Yeah,
I think it'd be super interesting because like.
I'm good.
I've met someone that's done it, and the way they make it sounds incredibly fun because it's the kind of high that I like, which is like almost like weed, how it makes you sit on the couch. He was like, and he said when he did it, it wasn't like abusing it is whenever it's like stronger, like if you're doing a lot of it. But if you were to take like one hit, like you would like off of a joint. He was like, it's like getting just like doing an edible. He's like, you're crazy high. You feel like.
Have you ever taken pills though?
I've never taken a pill in my life.
Well, see, that's the thing. Is like the feeling you're talking about is the feeling you get from taking like 2 or 3 Loratab 10s. For me, I'm a big guy.
Yeah.
That would fuck your world up probably.
Yeah, I've never taken anything other than like an antibiotic or an aspirin.
Like taking a Percocet. Like you're describing taking some like low grade like hydrocodone.
Yeah, but I don't want to do that. I want to smoke opium or like whatever.
I mean, I'm good. I played around with that stuff when I was in my early 20s, and I had a lot of fun with it. I mean, I never smoked opium, but I can imagine smoking opium is a lot like taking Percocet.
Yeah, but it's not like one is from a plant and one is man-made chemicals. Basically to replicate the same thing. Yeah, but it's the secret sauce, the juju. They've obviously unlocked that with the pill. That's why they've made the pill and advertised the pill. Because they're like, hey, you know that feeling you get from smoking this obscure plant? Well, you can get that same feeling from popping this pill. Like, that's why they made that pill. But I feel like it's not the same, though.
Of course it's not the same, but I would say that it's in the same room.
Yeah, it's a like muscle relaxer.
Yeah,
where it's a painkiller.
Yeah.
But like I've never experienced painkillers ever. Like I've never been to the doctor or had surgery. Or I've never had to like have more. You
still have all your wisdom teeth?
I've never. Yeah.
Dude, then you got a great excuse to get some pain pills.
Yeah.
Go get your wisdom teeth taken out. They're gonna give you Loratab.
So I don't really know what wisdom teeth look like, but like I think I only have 2, my back ones, and like they don't bother me.
Are they impacted? Have you went to the dentist and had X-rays done?
I've never been to the dentist. No, I've been, but I haven't been since my wisdom teeth. Like it's only been in the past like.
When was the last time you went to the dentist?
Like fucking 6 years ago. Dude. I think we talked about this at your house.
Yeah, you gotta go again.
You were like, you have gingivitis, and I was like, you're not a fucking dentist.
I'm just saying. When you brush your teeth, do your gums bleed? A little bit. What about when you floss?
No.
I don't believe it all.
If I get fake floss.
Well, that's right. Yeah, you told me that you obsessively floss because of what that girl said to you. You're like, oh my god, your breath stinks. And you're like, what?
When I was in 5th grade.
Yeah, and she's like, do you floss? And you're like, no. And you're like, that's why your breath stinks because
I was
you
in
don't
5th grade,
floss.
and then I was like, okay, I'm never not doing that.
And I'm going to be honest with you. I started flossing more after you told me that story. So you passed your fucking shit on to me.
Well, like that was like once again, like I was in like 5th or 6th grade, and she was like, like, and I never like I brushed my teeth and floss.
I used to never
like
floss
a couple times
until
a week,
you told me
or like
that story.
once a week. I never do that.
Yeah.
And then
So I think
that girl in school said that, and like now I'm like I always, but like I mean like. Look, like
it's interesting how shame works. Shame works.
I was a kid.
Yeah.
Well, I worked on you. You're an adult. That's weird. But
hey man, I still got some neuroplasticity, man. I can get shamed.
I was a kid, and she said that, but like, well, like going back to what I was talking about that. It's like, I mean, I was like, look, I brush my teeth twice a day. I floss at least once a day. Most of it, like if I'm eating like
But as far as like tooth cleanings though, like.
Yeah, I haven't gotten one of those done.
You have. I mean, I've been not looking in your mouth, and your teeth look white. You don't. It doesn't look like you have anything wrong.
It's just like.
But I can guarantee on the backs of your teeth, you have plaque that you can't get to.
Yeah, I mean for sure.
And it builds. Like when I went to the dentist for the first time, like a couple of years ago, and it had been 10 years since I've been to the dentist. So, yeah, it was. Oh my god, dude! Like.
I just don't want to go.
I think I was 24, 25 when I went to the dentist, and I got there, and he took a look at my mouth, and he just stops, and he asked me, he goes, when was the last time you went to the dentist?
See, right there, who gives a shit? Just do your fucking job. Like, clean my fucking teeth. Like,
no, and he was obviously trying to shame me to the dental assistant.
See, that's why I don't want to go, man. Yeah. I'm here.
Well, no, you should go ahead and get the shame out of the way. It's only one time. They're only going to shame you the first time.
They're a fucking grown adult, and they have a job to do.
Because we're all humans, and we all have these faults. And when someone in a professional setting like that, even though they're a smart person, you can't outrun humanity. You can't outrun being a human, and we're shitty, and we don't try to be shitty, but it's just in our nature to say shitty things.
Cigarettes. It's like
and so he asked me, he goes, when was the last time you've been to the dentist? I said, well, I had a tooth out when I was like 20, but before that, maybe 13. He goes, yeah, I was going to say, it looks like you've got about 10 years worth of plaque on the back of your teeth.
He should. He's been to fucking school for it.
He goes, but, and then he was like, well, we'll get all that off today. And yeah, they chipped off all the plaque off my back bottom teeth. And when I walked out of the dentist, I was like, oh my god, my mouth feels different. Because like there was a centimeter off of the back of my teeth. Yeah, I can fit more food in my mouth. I gained 10 pounds now.
Like, I mean, like once again, like I would go if like my teeth hurt. Like Sable.
Well, that's why I didn't go, is my teeth never hurt. And then I went in there, he's like, you have 7 cavities.
See, I thought you didn't have a cavity unless your teeth hurt.
No, dude. They're called occlusions.
See, Sable, if she eats a piece of chocolate, she is down by a week. Because she's like, my teeth are hurting.
Dude, the cavities that hurt you are the cavities that are so bad that you almost need a root canal.
Dang, so
you probably definitely have cavities. Well, and if Sable's teeth are hurting her, then she definitely has cavities.
I know. Dentist Tyler, like I keep telling her, I'm like, look, like I think, like I could go for a cleaning. I think my teeth are fine, but I was like, you need to go because even if she has like a piece of fruit, she's like, oh my god, my tooth hurts.
She needs to go, dude. She's probably gonna need a root canal.
I'm like, you need to go to the dentist, and she has been saying the past week that she wants to go.
And also, I told her at the bar, I was like, well, if she's like, I don't have dental insurance, I can't go.
No, she does now.
Oh, well, how'd she get it?
Well, she got enrolled like January. Like she didn't have she didn't have insurance all last year, but she's also Indian, so we get it.
Well, I mean, dude, fuck that shit.
No, I know.
Do not rely on the Indian dentist.
Yeah,
because all the Indian dentists I ever went to, dude, he ripped one of my teeth out, and it took him like 4 hours to get one tooth out because he kept breaking it. Dang. And then they had to saw away at my bone to be able to get the tooth pieces out of my jaw, dude. Like, he fucking mangled me.
You go to, like, some guy's house?
I mean, he said he was a dentist. It was behind Walmart.
I'll be right back.
But I'll just tell you, I'll tell all the internet people while you're gone. Like, yeah, I went in there, and this guy was like, all right, we'll get this tooth out. And he fucking grabs a hold of it. And the first time he tries to pull it out, it fucking shatters into like 7 pieces. And he goes, well, sorry to tell you this, but we're going to need to go ahead and saw away your jawbone to be able to get them pieces out. And I was like, excuse me? He goes, oh, it's not going to be that bad. And so he starts sawing away at it. He grabs another piece, tries to pull it out, and it breaks again. He goes, well, it's going to be a little worse than I previously anticipated. Going to need to saw a little of that jawbone away again. I was like, what are you fucking doing? And like 4 hours later, he's like, well, I'm pretty sure I got all that piece of tooth out. And, you're going to be hurting pretty bad because I did a pretty bad job of taking that tooth out. So you know what? I'm going to give you some pain medicine to deal with that. And I was like, okay, well, at least there's a little silver lining to this. Maybe I'll get some Loratabs or some Percocets. And I go up to the pharmacist. She's like, here you go, Tylenol 3s. I'm like, what? And I was like, he was in my mouth for 4 hours. He removed part of my jaw. And she's like, all you need is Tylenol, you fucking junkie. And I was like, wow. And then on top of that, he told me I couldn't smoke because I might get dry socket. I was like, bitch, I'm smoking on the way home.
Isn't dry socket like a bad cavity, right?
Dry socket is where you pull the blood clot out of. Like, if you get a tooth pulled, there needs to be a blood clot that sets up in the space where your tooth was just pulled. And if you create a vacuum in your mouth from smoking, you can pull the blood clot out, and it can turn into an infection. And dry socket is like the blood clot fell out, and then your bone is exposed, and then it hurts really bad. Luckily, that didn't happen because when I was smoking cigarettes and pot at that time, I just, I wasn't creating a big vacuum in my mouth. I was just smoking real soft, so that didn't happen.
When I was a kid, I thought when you you could just keep losing teeth and they would keep growing back.
Like a fucking shark.
I thought you just kept going back.
Oh,
it's funny. It's funny that if you were to get a tooth knocked out and you got a fake one, you would literally never know. Obviously you would know because it would hurt, but it's weird.
Well, I would know because my bank account would be $6,000 less. Yeah.
Well, you have dental insurance, so you cover.
I mean, no, my dental insurance would not cover a fake tooth. No.
Well, not like
you
fake
pay
tooth.
for. No, you pay for that.
It would cover a veneer.
Nope, I've asked.
Ours won't?
No. Dude, our insurance sucks.
No, our health insurance is good.
Let me tell you, our health insurance our dental insurance covers 2 visits.
It covers 4 cleanings a year is what it says.
4 cleanings a year. I was going to say semester. 2 cleanings a semester. So yeah, 4 cleanings a year. Anything beyond that, you're paying. See, if you need to have cavities filled, that's going to be like $200 that day.
On the back, I could have swore it had these little scenarios, and I thought
our insurance just keeps getting worse. It was
health insurance isn't, but
it was Blue Cross. It was Blue Cross Blue Shield. Here's Blue Cross, and now Shitty Chicken. And then they switched it to UMR, and now I think it's Cigna. Yeah, now it's Cigna.
It's still UMR.
Our dental is Cigna.
That's what I'm saying. Our health insurance is still good.
Yeah.
And let me tell you how good it is. For Val's and for Steve's cancer stuff.
Yeah.
We owe $210,000. Guess how much money they paid?
How much?
I'll guess.
So they owe $200,000 and
200,000 medical bills.
1,000.
They paid 2,000.
Hey, that's not bad,
dude. For the amount of medical that is a hell of amount of medical bills, and to only have to pay that much and the insurance cover the rest. That put into a big perspective for me because when we think about it, we got to pay this much money, but having a serious medical event and for it to be mostly paid for, it's okay, that's it's oddly comforting, because that's a fucking hefty.
Yeah. Well, I feel like our health insurance is definitely there for us for heavy lifting. If some serious life event like that happens,
it can nickel and dime us too.
But when things that skirt the line of cosmetic or necessary, our insurance leans towards, that's cosmetic. If you need if you knock out your front tooth and you want to get another front tooth, our insurance is no, that's cosmetic. You don't really need that.
If you wanted to go get a gastric bypass or something like that.
They're
you might not.
No, you're gonna need to pay
I don't know.
Tell you what, we'll throw $200 at it.
Yeah, it is weird. I was watching Cheers a while back, and
Yeah.
it's weird how health insurance has changed. That show was like in like the 70s, 80s, whatever, 90s, or I think it's all 3 decades. Uh, what was he talking about? He was talking about
I know she was talked about a lot.
they looked at in this episode. I'm thinking of Sam's like health insurance was a luxury. Like if like the way they like if you would need to go to the hospital, you went to the hospital and you got billed and you paid that, right?
Yeah.
Whereas like even for almost our lifetime, health insurance was a luxury. Like health insurance, like that was like like car insurance. Like you want liability full coverage, you know. And
Yeah.
now since Obama, like he's made health insurance a priority to where it's like most companies now offer some sort of health insurance incentives packages, whatever. And it's crazy to think about because, like,
I remember that even when I was a kid. I remember in like 2000, 2001, my dad got a job and he got health insurance for the whole family, and it was like, you know, it was huge. It was a big deal.
It is crazy. What do you got your finger on? What do you do?
Well, earlier I was going to sad trombone something, and then I decided not to.
You can still do it.
I was about to do it, and I was like, "Nah, that's in poor taste." Listen, I've had this queued up in my brain for like 10 minutes now.
Go ahead and say it.
I had the most bizarre dream last night. Do you ever have those dreams that seem oddly cinematic, and while you're dreaming, you become aware that it's a dream, and you convince yourself that you're like, this is a fucking Hollywood blockbuster. Like, this would be the greatest movie. And then you wake up, and you tell somebody, and you're like, that's the dumbest shit I've ever heard.
Yeah, because it's weird. Because it's weird how dreams escape your memory. Like even if you were to wake up and write it down, you're still gonna forget.
Oh no, I remember this dream, and I'm going to tell you right now.
Yeah.
So this dream that I had last night. Yeah, it was last night. I woke up, and the first thing I did is shake Morgan to life and say, "Listen to this fucking movie dream I had last night. This is $1 million movie idea."
A third movie, the Mandela Effect.
So yeah.
What was the other one?
So it was Mandela Effect, and then getting raped on Molly.
Oh yeah.
And then this is the third movie idea. Okay, so I had this dream last night. So Sarah Palin marries this man, and they have a son. And
God, what are you dreaming about this?
I don't fucking know,
man.
I don't know. But okay, so Sarah Palin was running to be the president. She was in contention for the presidency. And her husband in the movie was Ewan McGregor, Obi-Wan Kenobi. And the son was the fat son from 2.5 Men. But it was when he was still a little boy. Yeah. It's not now when he's a man. It was little boy him. You know who I'm talking about. The fat little guy. Yeah. I can't think of his name. Great actor when he was a kid. I don't know what he's like now. I'm sure he's still great. But the movie was the family got shipped a miniature gorilla in a cybernetic suit from Afghanistan.
Jesus.
And it was just, hey, oh no, we've got this little baby gorilla, and he's in a cybernetic, like, Iron Man suit from, like, Pakistan or Afghanistan, and, oh no, we left the window open, he's swinging around, he's Spider-Man, too, and he has, like, web slingers in this little suit that he's got, and he's just going around New York causing havoc.
Your brain is just trying to clear out some memories, man. It's just trying to, like...
dude, and then Sarah Palin was busy trying to be the president and, like, campaigning, so, like, the husband and the son were like trying to keep everything hush hush because they didn't want to like fuck up her chances for being president. So like they're trying to catch this baby miniature gorilla that is in this Iron Man suit with web slinging powers that's like going all across New York. They're trying to catch him and like, you know, they don't want anyone to find out. And the name of the movie was, so you know how you call Republicans right wing?
Mm-hmm.
Well, the name of the movie, and I came up with this in my sleep in the dream, was Right Swing. Because he swings from building to building. And in my dream, I was like, that is a fire fucking name. Right Swing. Oh, dude, I swear to God, I woke up and I shook Morgan to life. And as I was telling her that, I was like, oh, this is retarded.
I mean, that is like, for one, it's like Like, have you ever heard the thing like dreams are like everything that your eyes see, or like well, or,
My eyes hadn't seen any of that shit.
That's about to get at it, like because like I always heard like if like the more the more you see like what you're like the more chances for like a crazy dream because anything you've ever seen is a chance to be in your dream like some I forget like so I heard that somewhere I can't remember, but dreams crack me up because I just wish I understood the motif behind some of the shit that I dream. Cause I'm like, what? Like, and I don't have, I'm not good at remembering dreams because I want to forget most of them because they're weird as fuck. But, like, the only weird one that I can remember was, like, have you ever played Halo?
Yeah.
You know how, like, most of the time it's, like, red versus blue team?
Yeah. God, it's been a long time since I played Halo. Like, I think the last time I played Halo was like 10 years ago. More than 10 years ago.
So in Halo is red versus blue team.
Yeah.
This is nothing to do with the dream, but just this part of it.
I would just like to talk about Halo now.
I had a dream. Okay, so like I got plenty of weird ones that I can talk about. But this is like the weirdest one that I remember. Like okay, so there was this train that was like haunted, right?
Okay.
It was like a classic like a. Have you ever seen like 13 Ghosts?
Oh yeah.
It was kind of like that. Like there was like on the train, there was like different kinds of ghosts that would murder and kill whatever. And I was on this train, and we're like trying to figure out like oh shit, like someone in the group got murdered or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, then we pull up, and the train gets into like a mini wreck, like derailed, but it wasn't like major. And all of a sudden, there's fucking people on the left that was like these like Indian like warrior looking red team trying to like we interrupted the fight, and then there was the red team on the other side or the blue on one side, and they were like fighting, and all of a sudden like this fucking fight turned into like the red Indian warrior people were trying to fight the blue red Indian. It was on like a Halo looking like type map. It was weird in the middle, and all of a sudden these ghost people were trying to murder other people. It was all and like.
That's Murder on the Orient Express.
Like I woke up because I was like, "What the fuck am I experiencing?" Like it was like I was because like at first when you're in your dream, you're like, "Okay, this is happening. It's all going on," and then it got to a point where I'm like, I realized I was like sleeping or like I was dreaming. I was like, "What the fuck?" Like it sucks because I hear people talk about how when they realize they're dreaming, like they fly and they can all of a sudden start like manipulating like their dream and doing stuff.
Yeah. Lucid dreaming.
I get to that point and I wake up because I'm like I try to do something and then my body will move and then I'll wake myself up and like I can never like I tried to do stuff like that but that's my most recent weirdest dream. It was like so random and so stupid but like it was like
I mean it's good that you remember it. A lot of people can't remember any other dreams. Can you imagine?
I have fucking weird ass dreams all the time and like I don't remember them or like but all I know is that dreams are fucking wicked sometimes, and they're so crazy. Like,
that's weird.
What?
I don't know. Your waveform seems a lot smaller than my waveform. I'm not trying to brag or anything, but I got a big old waveform.
Well, I mean, it could just be. I mean, your mic's a little hotter, or you also talk like your voice is a little richer, a little louder.
I just want to make sure that you're recording. Oh, what happened?
I think I'm recording.
Oh, okay. Huh. Well, I'm not trying to derail the podcast.
No, it's all, I mean,
I started getting a little sidetracked. I don't know.
Kind of recording. I mean, it'd be unfortunate if it didn't record me, but I'm pretty sure it's recording me.
It doesn't appear that it's recording you. Say something again.
Something again?
It's recording you.
Yeah.
But
it's just that one's on.
Just scream into your microphone real quick. Yeah, it's recording you.
Yeah, okay. It also could be in stereo or something.
Yeah.
Sometimes, I mean, we're all good. Oh, but here's one thing I did when I had a crazy experience with a homeless person.
Okay.
Nah, but she hot. No, like, so Ramsey lives downtown, right? And so on Sunday morning or Monday morning, or whatever the fuck this was, like he lives like literally like 3rd Main Street downtown. Like, so I parked my car I'm like, okay, I have to pay the meter. I'm walking up. There's like this like office worker girl. It was like around noon, so she's probably
Wait,
going
she's
to
an
lunch.
office worker and homeless?
No. I wasn't. I ain't got that part yet. So I walk up. She's this office like going back to work or from work or like she was paying the meter. She's like wearing like nice like imagine what like a realtor looks like. That's what she was dressed like.
Okay, pinstripe suit.
Yeah, close. And so
she's in a zoot suit. I got you.
So she's in front of me paying the meter. I'm 6 feet away, and I'm like sitting there, and dude, this homeless guy. I could hear like I was just like on my phone looking down, like looking around, whatever. I could hear this guy like coming up. He's like I fucking kill snitches.
Oh.
And then I'm like, oh okay, can I look over? Dude, this guy doesn't have any pants on. Like they were
out?
They were dead. No, so he was wearing like a bunch of coats.
Thank
like,
God.
They were covering, but his pants were at his ankles.
Oh man.
And
shit. Tulsa's rough.
And this guy is walking up right, and he's like, I fucking kill motherfuckers. He's like, I kill snitches. And this poor girl, he goes up to this lady. He's like, I'll kill this bitch right here. And I'm like trying to not lose it. I'm trying to not lose it, man. And this poor girl is not. She's just like trying to press the buttons. like she's at the paying the meter, and he is like this close, and he's just like, I'll kill this bitch right here. And he was like kind of like looking over at me, and I'm staring at him, and I'm trying not to laugh because he was kind of serious. I wasn't afraid.
You're trying not to laugh at this obviously terrifying situation for this young lady.
It was so hilarious. It was so
I'll kill this bitch right here.
And I just felt so bad. Like I was more or less laughing at the situation for her because I'm like, God, this like she probably it's like the third time she saw this dude today or something like that because she probably works down night, whatever.
Yeah.
And
he's got enough money for a bird scooter. He's been following her around.
And he looks over at me and he's just like, fucking like, I fucking kill people. And like, I didn't talk to him because if I did, I didn't want to like.
Yeah.
I didn't want to.
Then you're invested.
Yeah. And I just kind of looked away, and I was like a little tense because like homeless people are also crazy. Like they will. They will fucking try to fight me too.
Yeah.
And I was just like I was like in my mind, I was like, okay, I'm gonna kick this guy in the balls as hard as I can. Also, his pants were at his ankles, like, and he was kind of pulling them up. So like, I wasn't like afraid because I was like I could probably just push him over, like because he wasn't like a big guy at all.
Yeah, he's very trippable right now. He's got his pants around his ankles.
I was like how people were like, oh, I'm scared of homeless people. I'm like, you scared of a 120-pound malnourished homeless person? Like,
yeah, he's not thinking clearly and he's probably drunk.
Afraid? Yeah, like, what are you afraid of? But yeah, and then he kept on going, and like he was just
the unpredictability though is frightening.
That's what
they're explosively unpredictable.
Yeah, like they could stab you and like, oh, I'm going back to jail right on. Like,
yeah,
it's like
who cares?
Like, and now you're stabbed, like whatever.
Yeah, the things that keep us from doing things are not the same things that keep them from doing anything.
Yeah. But it was just, like, that was my experience. And, like, he just took off. But that moment where he just goes up to that lady, like, kill this bitch right here. It was just so funny, man.
And he's talking, like, the way you're telling the story is like he's looking at you. He's, like, trying to convince you that he kills people. It's like, man, I kill people. And you're like, yeah? And he's like, really? You don't believe me? I'll kill this bitch right here. Yeah. And she's right there.
And he was just right in her, like, not in her face. Like, she was, like, looking, and he was, like, to her side. And she didn't acknowledge him at all. But it was just so funny.
Yeah. I don't have many homeless people stories, unfortunately. One time I gave $20 to a homeless person because I knew him.
Oh shit!
His name's John Christie, and like I knew him when I was like 14. He used to be one of the guys that worked on my uncle's tree working crew. And I don't know if you know this, but if you ever have like landscaping done at your house or like tree work done, and someone's like shimmying up a tree and cutting it down. Chances are there's one guy that has a house and maybe a car, and most of the other dudes that are working under that guy are homeless.
Yeah, I mean...
That's how that works.
Yeah, I mean, like, I've always... like
there's a ringleader with the money that gets all the money, and then he pays all the drug addict homeless people like $20 or $30 or $50 or $80, depending on how nice I mean, like, the foreman is.
I know not all of them are like that, but I do know that, like it's like if you hire to get your floors done, there's like 3 legit people, and the rest are like just there to help out, and then you're paying like or like whatever. Like,
but one of the guys that worked for my uncle, he had his shit together in the beginning when I was like 14, and he was actually kind of integrated into the family a little bit. Like everyone liked hanging out with him. He had a personality. I don't think he was 100% homeless at that time when I was 14. And like he had fun stories to tell. He could he integrated himself like a regular human in society into our life,
Well,
and hung out with us.
He's a person,
Yeah.
normal.
Yeah, he was just a normal person.
Like,
and we even went hunting with him, and I have like a fond memory of him when I was 14. Like my dad, we were all hunting, and my dad was probably 200 yards in front of me and John Christie, and he had a couple beers in his pocket. He goes, "Hey, I don't know if your dad wants you to drink this or not, but I figured since you were deer hunting with us, you might want to have a beer." I was like, "Oh, thanks, man." And so, I had that beer, and like for me, that one beer when I was 14, that was such a big deal.
It hit hard too.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Both like emotionally and like physically.
I was walking around with like a little 22 long rifle, like just and I was shooting at fucking squirrels up in the trees, and then John Christie was like, "Dude, what the fuck are you doing?" He's like, "You don't point a 22 long rifle up into the air. You're gonna kill somebody that lives like 40 miles that way."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh shit!" And he's like, "Well, you're probably not going to hit anybody. Hopefully, you hit a tree or something." But yeah, he gave me that beer, and I remember that to this day. He goes, "Don't go telling your dad." He goes, "I don't know how your dad feels about this, but I figured since you were out here deer hunting, you should have a beer." I was like, "All right, thanks."
Nice.
But it was about 4 years later when I was 18, and when I was working at that television station downtown Tulsa. I was getting off the
comunicado.
Yeah. Canal del comunicado. Canal 51. When I was getting off the highway, he was there, like standing like one of the homeless people when you get off the highway.
Army vet, like an army vet.
Yeah, exactly. And I was like, "John?" And he just kind of looked over at me, and then he didn't recognize me. I said, "John Christie." And he looked over at me again. I said,
pistol. He's like, "Who are you?"
He's like, "Who the fuck are you? I didn't know that girl. I don't know what you're talking about." And I was like, "No, it's me. It's Tyler. You remember me?" He goes, "Oh." And then honestly, I don't think he remembered me. I think he was kind of out of his mind when I ran into him. But I felt bad because I was like, "This is a homeless guy I know." So I like quickly produced a $20 bill and gave it to him. He goes, "Thank you so much, thank you." And like I kind of convinced myself that he did recognize me after that. But honestly,
the more you think about it, it's like
he probably didn't recognize me. He was thinking, "Oh my God, thank you for this $20 bill. I can afford so much liquor now." And that's exactly what he did, because I went to work, and then later on when I went to lunch, I got off. Yeah, he's passed out in a grassy knoll. No, but yeah, I mean, honestly, that probably did happen later that day, because like I got off the highway in that same spot, and I saw him again, and he had like a gallon jug of vodka, and I was just like, I was so naive and young, and I was like, why would he do that? Why would he spend that money I just gave him on liquor? But like, I got to thinking about it later. I was like, you know what?
You could be there for 10 hours thinking about that stuff. Like,
yeah. And now, what I got to thinking about, like the way I justified it in my head was like, if anyone deserves to get faded in the middle of the day, it's a homeless person. Like their life is so fucking rough.
Dude,
like
you just sparked a hilarious memory that I was disc golfing with Greg one time.
And
it was me, Greg, and my brother James. I think it was James. Yeah, and it's like 9 a.m. Like it's early. Like we're at McClure Park in like 21st Street Memorial, like a pretty badass disc golf course, like in the middle of like North Tulsa. Not North Tulsa, but it's close. And like we're like going up, and there's a guy on this bench. He was like asleep, but he was dressed like he was just like sitting on the bench, but like kind of asleep. It's whatever. And like from afar, right? And then as we kind of start getting closer, like, and we're not talking about, like, I was just, like, in my brain, like, I kept noticing him because, like, we were going, like, he was, like, in the middle of, like, a whole kind of, like we were going around him.
Yeah.
And we get closer. I was, like, kind of, like, looking. He's kind of waking up now. And he was, like, "How you guys doing?" We're like, "Oh, we're doing good, playing this golf, whatever." He's like, "Cool." He's, like, just kind of hanging out. He's, like, "Yeah." He was, like, "Man, I just need, like, a couple bucks for, like, the bus, whatever, like." And like no, I don't need change, whatever. But he was dressed like kind of nice. Like once again, like he was dressed nice. So it's like the whole time going for a loop.
He's wearing a zoot suit.
Yeah, I was just like,
he's got this green mask with him.
What's that?
I was making a mask joke.
Oh.
He's wearing this yellow zoot suit. Says his name's Stanley Ipkiss. He's got this green mask with him. No, I'm kidding.
But I'm like, like the whole time just perplexed because I'm like, this guy doesn't look like a homeless person, but and then we get like close to him. And I see that it's obviously a homeless person, and he's wearing like this rundown suit, and he had already killed like a half or like a fifth or whatever, and he was like, "Oh, boys, this ain't what it looks like." It's like, because he just asked for money, and we told him no, and then we saw him again, and he was like killing this bottle. He was like, "This ain't what it looks like." Well, and we're like, "It is what it looks like." Because at first it kind of seemed like he was like honest, like what
Oh God, that's
but it was just so funny because we had circled back. And
well, this ain't what it looks like.
This ain't what it looks like because he was wearing like a suit, like not like a suit, but it was like a blazer and pants. And then you're getting closer, like, oh, he doesn't have his shoes on. I'm like, oh shit, like it's it's not.
It's like, oh, those aren't cream colored shoes; those are his feet.
But it was just so funny. It's like, this ain't what it looks like.
Oh my God.
He was just like, but like being homeless is like a weird, like I could never like. I'm not sure what they're putting in meth these days, like fucking breakfoot and glass and shit, whatever.
Dude, there's some crazy ass drugs out there.
But
there's
like
crocodile. Have you ever heard of that one?
Yeah, I watched the Hamilton Pharmacopoeia. Have you ever seen that show?
Yeah.
They do one about the crocodile.
Have you ever seen where they talk about smoking the toad venom?
Yeah, like he said he did it and didn't get high. Like he.
Oh no, I watched the video. He got fucking high.
So
he laid in the dirt and just chanted love over and over and over again. But one of the other guys that did it, and I've seen this a couple times from people that smoke toad venom, they all puke like a white milky substance.
Weird.
It's super weird. And like normally when you smoke toad venom, you have an initial extremely violent reaction to the toad venom, as you might expect from smoking toad venom.
Yeah, anything less than that is like. Yeah.
But yeah, a shaman will usually when the shaman does it and takes you down to the river and you smoke the toad venom with the shaman, they put you in the river right as you're smoking it. So when you have that initial violent reaction, you're covered in cool running water, and then they pull you up out of the river after you're done vomiting milk.
Yeah.
And I hear it's a really great experience.
Yeah. It's like mushrooms kind of make you sick. And I almost don't cook tons of mushrooms.
I'm jealous, man. I've never thrown up on mushrooms.
But it's like I don't know what they're putting in fucking drugs these days, like in meth or whatever. But it's crazy to think like homeless people it's like they're just there's just no. It's not even the no shame part I'm talking about. It's not doing them justice. It's more or less they're just and it's just the naivety too. It's I don't get it. I don't It's just there's. This I don't give a fuck crazy people are crazy, man. It's I guess what I'm getting at, but it's it's crazy to think that it's we talked about earlier, just that guy could just stab you and say, "Oh, I'm going back to jail."
Yeah.
What's the mindset? What are you getting into that?
There's no there's no mindset, man. Once you become homeless and you've got nothing to lose and you're addicted to drugs, you're waiting to die.
Yeah,
basically.
It's weird.
You've got nothing to lose.
I it's a waste of a life.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately for some of those people, is they don't realize the gravity of the situation that they're in. That they really only have that one life, and it's almost like they're treating it like they have multiple lives, and this is just this is a mulligan.
Yeah. Maybe they do know.
But it's also have you ever been playing Risk and you get so beaten and it's obvious to you that you have no chance of winning the game?
You're well, fuck it,
you just check out,
Yeah, that's actually a really good example. It's
it's obvious that you have no hope of recouping. The board is set in a way that you are definitely going to lose, and every turn that goes by, you're not going to advance at all. So you just check out. You're all I can do now is relax.
I feel there's people that are like that are not homeless. I feel people at not people I work with, but I see people at work at the Hard Rock or whatever.
Yeah.
And just once again, I'm not you shouldn't judge someone from one time you heard them talk or whatever. But just the way you see people, the way people act, it's people at work are checked out and they're just well, I'm working, I'm gonna go home, I'm gonna come back and but it's
dude, I'm totally fucking checked out of work.
It engulfs
my personal life I'm engaged in, but as far as working at the Hard Rock, I have no motivation to.
Yeah, I mean, I've been like that for a little bit,
Yeah.
and I've been trying to get out of it. Not like actively like, oh, like I'm gonna go to work and have a great day. It's more or less like just trying to not like just true like trying to not think about it. Like,
Yeah.
and that's obviously kind of being checked out, but I mean it in like a trying to like a positive spin of
Yeah.
like what keeps me going honestly is like realizing that like I mean COVID hasn't affected me personally, but like
Mhm.
it has affected a lot of people personally, and like I'm happy that I can still pay my rent.
Yeah.
Like NPR reminds me every day that
Yeah.
rent moratoriums are about to end, and like some crazy amount of number are about to be evicted because the
And that's the other
moratoriums have
crazy thing
lasted
is like
this long, almost a year now.
it's almost worse that we put this rent moratorium in place because that got people into the place where they fell super behind.
They're going to be not only
And now the
houseless,
moratoriums are going to be lifted, and then the landlords are going to be like, "Oh, by the way, you're a year behind on your
Yeah.
rent, and I wasn't allowed to kick you out for this whole year,
Yeah.
but now I am."
You now don't have a house, and you
Yeah.
now owe me $8,000.
Yeah, we're about to see a gigantic influx of homeless people that are essentially checked out because they
Yeah.
feel like the board is set in a way where they can't win, and there's no hope of coming back. And it's sad, but I mean, what are you going to do?
It's like I bought this $200.
Yeah,
and I'm gonna
I got to use that sad trombone noise. I have to do it.
That's awesome.
But I mean, yeah, I mean, we can dwell on all the sad stuff, but I mean, as far as like being checked out at work, that it's okay for you to be checked out at work
Yeah.
as long as you're not checked out in your life.
Yeah, that's where shit gets creepy.
You know, like as long as you've got stuff going on in your life and you can be excited about your personal life,
I feel like
then you're not actually checked out. It's okay to be checked out of a shitty job.
Yeah, and you're 100% correct.
Yeah.
What was creepy is that like I swear to God, every person that lives in like a suburb, like housing, like the $250,000 cookie cutter houses.
Yeah,
I feel like every one of those motherfuckers are like checked out. Like there's like a fake smile, like.
I mean, yeah.
Like,
I mean, well,
I'm not saying
you sign yourself up to. Well, I don't live in what you're talking about. But that's an echelon above where I live. That's more expensive where.
But do you know what I'm talking about though? Like the classic 9 to 5, like rich dude and their wife.
They've got like a $230, $290 or $290,000. They got a $290 cardboard box. It's a real nice one. They got it from eBay. No, but I know exactly what you're talking about. You're living in something close to a $300,000 house, and you've signed yourself up for an amount of debt where now you have to make shit work, or else you are so fucked.
And then they go home and it's like the wives whatever. And once again, like we're kind of I'm pigeonholing probably like a small percentage of people. But what I'm saying is that like I feel like when I meet someone that is like is well off, that's living in those houses or that's got money, whatever. I feel like they're not all there. Like,
well, yeah, because they're like half their brain is constantly running background data of like, okay, well, I've got to worry about the mortgage and I've got to worry about my car insurance and I got to worry about this car payment on the Mercedes I just bought.
Like they're rich, but they're not rich. Like
more money, more problems. It's that kind of
situation.
Yeah. That's why, like, dude, if I hit the lottery, I wouldn't move out of my house. I would just have a shit ton of money and I'd have a nice house. I'd take some. Yeah, I'd live in France and I'd never come back. I'd drink wine every day.
Every morning.
I'd smoke until I died.
I mean, I don't smoke because I'm not. I don't not smoke because I'm not rich.
I just don't smoke because I'm not in France yet. Yeah, I need to play more pachinko and live in Japan before I start smoking.
What's pachinko?
Oh, dude, you should go in this. It's like a thrift store on Main Street in Broken Arrow, and they have like 20 different pachinko machines. It's a Japanese type of gambling where it's basically plinko, but on the plinko board there's a whole bunch of holes that your ball could fall in, and instead of a disc it's a ball, and instead of a plain isotropic plinko board with just pegs evenly dispersed, it's pegs in certain areas and pegs not in other areas, and little banks where your ball could hit and go down a ramp. It's like a marble machine.
Gotcha.
The marbles drop from the top and they could fall in certain areas.
Where is this at?
Pachinko machines are real big in, and I could be saying that wrong, but I think it's Pachinko or Pachinko machines. But I think it's Pachinko. But yeah, you can see probably about 20 different examples of those machines at this thrift store on Main Street in Broken Arrow.
That's cool.
Yeah. Okay. It's like on the north side of Main Street, all the way on the north side of Main Street. Like, do you know where that Central Middle School building is on Main Street?
Yep.
It's north of that.
Yeah.
It's right next to the building that used to be Oz back like 15 years ago.
Dude, I love thrift stores, man.
Yeah. Dude, I live for going to thrift stores. I love just walking through them and looking at their old shit.
There's like a really weird, like, it's almost like you know how like
it's like a time capsule.
But like I'm trying to think of it's like a really incredible cozy moment in the thrift store. Like you're just like, oh, I'm in this thrift store, and like nothing in here is out of my range of purchase limit.
Yeah, I could buy anything. I could
buy anything, but I'm not going to buy a damn thing.
Yeah, probably not.
I'm not going to buy anything. I'm not going to buy anything, but I could.
And then that's the other allure of thrift stores is like when you find a good deal, you're like, I am fucking over this old bitch that runs the store so bad because she's selling this item for like 4 times less than it's worth.
You're like, you don't want this 1987 Coke mug for more than $5, you dumb bitch. This is mine now.
What you don't know, Myrtle, is they only made 4 of these, and you have 1, you dumb bitch. I will pay that $2.50. Ha ha ha!
Use the internet already, Jesus.
Oh my god! One time I bought a Trump hat in one of those stores for a sketch I was doing. That summoning.
Kid Rock
sketch.
That's such a great sketch.
And when I bought that hat, the guy goes, "Hey man, we gotta stick together in these times." And I was like, "Damn straight."
Damn straight.
Yeah. It was so funny. He's like, a lot of people these days. And he just started like going off. He totally thought I was part of the cult. It was so funny.
But it's like, okay, now if you were a Trump supporter right now, what he's doing, like, I don't know. Oh, so you only...
Oh, no, I know what they're doing. They're all complaining on Facebook.
You only liked him whenever he was in office doing stuff, so now you don't like this guy that he's not in office? Like,
no. A lot of Trump supporters are still backing him. Like they
want for what? Like, hey, have a good golf round for the next.
I don't know what they think. They think that he's some sort of fucking Christ-like figure that's going to like come from the shadows and rise from the ashes like a phoenix and like save them.
He's not a politician, so what are they rooting him out for now? Like he's not going back to his Senate seat. He's not going back to his governor's seat. He's not going back to he's now the rich.
A good portion of Trump supporters think that he is like waiting in the wings. And he's going to come back, and there's going to be some triumphant return.
That's what QAnon is.
But honestly, he is so relieved he's not the president anymore. He can just go back to being Donald Trump and just like chilling.
He was nothing before presidency. He's nothing now. And what blows my mind is that okay, so naturally Republicans have to have a new. Who's the new Republicans that people like?
Well, I never hear it's someone better than Trump.
I never hear a Republican ever talk about. Like, they never talk about Mitch McConnell. They never talk about fucking Leahy or whatever. They never talk, they're always...
Jim Leahy?
No. It's always Trump because he's president. Okay, now he's not president. Now what? Now show me what you know about politics. Oh, it's still nothing? Great. Great. You were rooting for the one guy, but you didn't, it's just, one guy that had
it's so
5
different
things.
So many Republicans remind me of Steve. Like, one of my friends is a Republican, and he was talking to me the other night when we were playing Rocket League, and he goes, let me just ask you something. Like, isn't that totally a lead-in that Steve would say? It's hey, so just tell me what you think about this. What did you think about those riots?
Well, Steve reminds me a lot. A lot of Republicans that I know that are like that. It's just they have a premeditated conversation that they want to start that only has the knowledge that they know, and that's it. That's about as far as it goes with people like that. They're just like...
What'd you think about it when it was those other people doing it? What'd you think about it then? What'd you think about it when it was those riots and all that looting? What'd you think about that looting? Did you think that was okay?
It was never okay.
Was that okay? And then you say it was never okay, and they're like,
Well, I didn't know you were going to say that, so now I don't have an argument.
I wasn't expecting that answer from you.
No, protesting is okay. The people that protest, that's totally fine. Yeah.
And that's a fundamental misunderstanding that a lot of Trump supporters have, is they think that if you don't like Trump, then you wholeheartedly support anti-Trump. And that's not true.
Yeah, it's not true at all.
That's not true at all.
I don't hate Trump.
I have to constantly explain to someone, I
They
might
want you.
I might even be Republican. I don't know,
They
but I
want you-
definitely just didn't
They
like
just
Trump.
want them to be in, like I said, their premeditated conversation they've had in their head of like only the 5 things that they know. They want you to be just like a part of that, so they can just sit there.
Yeah.
Like it's like once again, I always talk about like it's just like at the end of the day, like you're like a dog barking in a backyard. Like they're like you're just speaking your shit, and then your owner's like, all right, come on, shit now, and let's go back inside. Like that. Like that's all. It's all that it is. Like
Yeah.
we.
I see a lot of people complaining about this Keystone Pipeline stuff, and they're like, "Well, what do you think about Biden? What do you think about Biden taking all them jobs away?" There was a lot of jobs associated with that Keystone Pipeline, and I had a thought about this today. It's like, okay, but we can liken that situation to what if a guy broke in your house right now and tied me and you both up and maced us in the face, and then hired a whole bunch of people to come in here and haul off all your shit, and then someone came and said, "No, you guys can't do that. This is his house. You're not allowed to haul off all his shit," and canceled all those jobs that guy had scheduled to haul off all your shit. That's essentially what happened with the Keystone Pipeline. There was a treaty with the Native American people that own that land where they said, you can't do this. And then the government was like, you know what? Fuck that treaty, and we're going to do it. We're going to break the rules, and we're going to break the agreements that we had. We're going to say, fuck you. Yeah. We're going to punch you in the face. We're going to mace you guys. We're going to hold you back. And we're just going to take this land from you, and we're going to fuck it all up. Mm-hmm. And then someone came in. Yeah, and then somebody came in and said, hey, actually, no, you're not allowed to do that. And then that's how those jobs got canceled.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and like Michael's dad was about to go leave to work for that. Like he $2 million job, and now
get a different job.
Well, it's not like that. I mean, calm down.
I'm just saying, you had that lined up, and it turned out it wasn't actually supposed to be lined up. So
well, yeah, I mean, like with the line of work he's in, there's going to be other jobs.
Yeah, it's not like that's the only pipeline in the world. No one pipeline is going to make or break the world economy.
Yeah, I was just saying that because it's crazy that we know someone that was not we don't know his dad, but it's crazy like I was just mentioning we knew I knew someone that was it's crazy to think that I mean. It would suck if you lost your job, in general.
Yeah.
It's obviously the Keystone Pipeline is a different ballgame of jobs, but but at the end of the day, his company was just oh hey, you're about to go on a $2 million job, and then overnight the Biden was actually no, that would suck because you're expecting to make money, and then all of a sudden. You couldn't plan to get.
I can 100% sympathize with that.
Because you were about to take 6 months off to go on a job, and then overnight it changed. That part would suck. On their aspect, they had nothing to do with the government's part of it. They're just there's still a lot of
I mean, when you zoom into the situation, it sucks on an individual basis. Yeah. But on the grand, zoomed out scope of it,
part of it
the government had done something wrong that they shouldn't have done, and it got reversed.
Yeah, that's the shitty part of it. And another thing that I was thinking of too, it's I mean, I don't know really any of the details of the pipeline. I don't know what all it was going through, or what states, or what the land is. But I mean, Ramsey was pointing out, it's because I was just saying this kind of devil's advocating, but I was just what is the big deal of the pipeline going through, right?
Well, the big deal is, I'm just telling you.
Well, I was just and Ramsey was there's, and once again, it's not that I'm just asking a question just for an answer, but it's there's the part of for one, there's the sacred ground, whatever, and it's their property, and also the treaties and all that stuff, which obviously is a big one, and then also it's there's opportunity of what if it busts and it can hurt the ground, it can hurt ecosystem, whatever, just all obviously
big possibility.
But is there any other is there anything other that's major besides the fact that the government is a piece of shit and they turn their back on those treaties? Obviously that one scenario of obviously it can break and hurt the ground, but
Here's the other part of the story that people don't talk about is the Keystone Pipeline can still totally take place. It's just the U.S. government needs to spend more money to make the pipeline longer to avoid that area.
Gotcha.
They're wanting to save money and just cut straight through that land.
Gotcha.
It's like,
that's what I was
if they really cared about the American worker that was going to go and make that money
jobs,
and make these jobs, if they really cared about that, they would find the more expensive route of doing it for the long-term benefit.
And they still might.
But they don't want the pipeline to go through, a suburb. They don't want the pipeline to go through areas where white people live.
Yeah, well, it might not be
I'm not trying to make it sound like that, but it's like, it is kind of like that, because they're like, here's this land, and we could make the pipeline way cheaper if it just cuts straight through this land. And this land only belongs to Native American people, and we've been shitting on them for hundreds of years, so why not shit on them a little bit more?
Yeah.
And, that's the... And here's the other thing, is like, it's not really a question of if a pipeline will malfunction and dump a shit ton of crude oil into the environment. It's a matter of when. Because something like 90% of them fuck up eventually. Because it's not like...
Well, nothing's perfect, yeah.
Yeah, it's not like, will it fuck up this year, or 5 years from now, or 10 years from now? It'll fuck up 20 years, or 40 years from now. It's literally just a question of when. There will be some sort of mistake that happens, and it will dump crude oil into the environment.
Yeah, it's like, that's one thing that I'm trying to, like, I don't get through my head, is like, it's like, if it's this major thing that's going to create all this stuff, like, why not make it longer? Why not just go around? Like, if
exactly.
And so it's like, I mean, I don't think they're just sitting there thinking like, yeah, fuck the Indians. It looks like that. Like, I want to think that there's more litigation involved than just a bunch of white dudes saying, hey, let's fuck the Indians. There probably is a lot. I mean, once again, like, that's the beauty of lawyers, is that they can church it up to make it sound that it's the same phrase, but it's 55 pages, deep.
And it's not like this is something I'm following a whole bunch of, or like really even care about that much.
Yeah, I don't know anything about it. Like, once again, it's just like...
Here's my other opinion. It's like, why don't we just do what we've always done and fuck up some other country? Why don't we just occupy some other fucking Middle Eastern country, start a war like we always have every fucking presidency, an oil war.
Trump didn't know.
Trump didn't, surprisingly. Weirdly enough.
He kept one going, but he didn't start a new one. Yeah.
Yeah, why don't we just do what we've always done and exploit some other faraway country for their oil?
Yeah. I mean, let's hope we don't do that again. If anything,
I mean, but I'm playing devil's advocate there. Like,
we need to just get in line with... We need to be friends with Qatar and figure out their shit, because they're doing great. They're like...
Dude, I did a book report on Qatar when I was, like, in 5th grade.
They're secret trillionaires, man. And like,
they're like, I learned that when I was in 5th grade. Yeah, that's one of the richest countries in the world.
Yeah.
Like, everyone at 18, I think, gets, like, $250,000 from the government.
Damn, I'm 27. How much do I get?
And gas is free. You pull up to a gas station and you just get it. Jesus. That's fucking nuts, isn't it?
That's like the most... Like, that's like a comical, like, rich... country, like, we're the rich country. Gas is
give
free
away gas
because that's our like it's not gross domestic product, it's domestic product. Like, it's the one product that we get our money from.
That is literally the apples and oranges our country makes is gas.
But isn't it fucked up too? Like, okay, like, we'll think about this. Like, I mean, I'm not saying oil is random on the ground, but like, in terms of like, it's like picking your land at risk. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. It just so happened. Fucking under Qatar,
under this lifeless wasteland of sand dunes.
There's more money than you would know what to do with in 1,000 years.
Which makes me think that sand and oil go hand in hand, because all the sandy places have oil.
I don't really. I have no idea what. I have no idea.
I mean, some of the most oil-rich places on Earth are just covered in sand.
Maybe that's why it was considered like Eden.
Maybe.
Fucking.
That was
the Christians knew what was up.
Well, that was Mesopotamia, which is not in Qatar.
Oh yeah, but like that whole region is pretty close. Like, they're all like,
that's
very
like
close together.
Like Pakistan, Afghanistan.
But like, but the area is still close. I mean, it would fit in America almost.
Yeah.
Like, but like, so. I mean, they say life started over there. They say, well, Serengeti, it's not as far, but.
I don't know, man. I feel like we should cover the world in solar panels. Like, we are being bathed in solar energy 24/7 somewhere on the globe. Some part of America is being bathed in sunlight, at least for, 12, 14 hours out of the day.
Yeah, I mean, like during during obviously the winter in Alaska, it's dark. But during the summer, it's light all day long.
Yeah, but
like 20 hours of
if
flight.
everyone on the entire face of the globe just all got together
Oh yeah.
and
Oh,
said,
sorry.
listen,
So
this is
like
the
you're saying,
World Solar Program,
yeah.
and we're going to connect the world together with solar panels, and the entire world will share electricity
Yeah.
using solar panels, and just everybody get on board with that. We'll cover all the wastelands of the world with solar panels.
Yeah.
Let's just make that an initiative to make as many fucking solar panels as possible and put them every goddamn where.
Do you know how crazy solar panels are?
They're awesome.
Do you know anyone that has any on their house?
Not in America, but in Japan and China, they're fucking
dude,
everywhere.
I got a story for you, my friend.
Well, yeah, they're starting to pop up in America.
My cousin has solar panels on his house. Is run
Dude, that's fucking awesome.
entirely by solar panels. This is crazy. It's crazy shit.
In Tulsa?
Yeah. So he has a house like $180,000, $2,000, whatever. He has his panels are like he has two. I think it's like. I mean, he has a big roof. I'm not sure how. I mean, I suck at architecture, but I think it's like two 10 by 20 panels. I think that's how big his panels are. And they were like, that's more than enough. Well, it's more than enough for his price range. He's not rich, but like, okay, so they costed $55,000. One's on each side of his roof or whatever.
Yeah.
And he's had them for 2 years now. It takes a year. See, here's like going crazy, but it takes a year
for them to pay themselves off.
Well, and to kind of, like to get going. Like I guess like it takes like here in Oklahoma, with the amount of sun we get versus cloudy, and because like, it's not just like the way he put it to me is like during the like basically like during the seasons where the sun is closer to Earth, obviously spring, summer, parts of fall. That's whenever he gets the most use out of them, and then he gets enough to get into like I think like right now he's back to paying his electric bill. But basically, like he pays. Oh, well, the first thing he said was like, yeah, like the first like 4 years or 5 years of his mortgage that they're paid off, and then after that, depending on how good the seasons are, he gets his basically his money back from his like he gets paid from PSO.
Yeah.
What his old electric bill was. He gets like $120 a month now. Well, on the good months, like he said, like during the summer, because like I said, he's 3 or 4 years in now, so it's starting to come back around.
Yeah.
But he gets money a month now.
And what's beautiful is if you have an electric meter on the side of your house, you can do that too.
It's crazy.
As long as you have an electric meter on the side of your house, you qualify to be able to like put solar panels up on your roof and get paid.
Because you're saving them energy that they can go somewhere else, and it blows my mind. But it's just crazy. Like, why wouldn't like
everybody do it?
Let's look at the Hard Rock. They're one of the most one of the richest people around. Like, not the Hard Rock.
It doesn't make any sense. I don't understand
why
there isn't solar panels all over the roof of the Hard Rock.
I mean, like, they
have the money.
I mean, they're because I was gonna say they're expensive. Like, he paid $55,000 for two.
Yeah.
Something. So like.
And then here's the other thing. Haven't you ever heard of like Elon Musk?
Yes.
Haven't you ever heard of this gentleman by the name of Elon Musk? I know he's very obscure and he hasn't done much.
On Pete, grab a drink real quick.
Yeah. Here, let's. Okay, I'll just.
You might have to press.
Shit. Yeah, that's fine. Well, what? Okay, let me just finish my thought. So, one of his first businesses, or not his first one, but one of the first ones, was Solar City, and what that was a solar panel business. And one of the things that he's working on now and was working on a couple years ago was solar panels that are the size and cost of shingles and work just as well as the most efficient solar panels today. So if you can afford to have your roof re-roofed, you can afford to have your entire roof covered in solar panels.
See, that's why like people are like pissed off at Elon Musk because this, that, and this, but we need people like him, man. Like we need someone that's like, I'm gonna fucking make a solar panel with shingles. Like people are like, oh, Elon Musk needs to stay off Twitter. He's this. Elon Musk needs to not do anything that you're talking about. You know why? Because he's the richest person on Earth and you're not. Like, why are you telling Elon Musk that he needs to do anything? Like, you obviously don't know what you're talking about. We need people like Elon Musk. Like, it's crazy. Like, he's... Like,
we need Elon Musk. And Elon Musk is a beautiful fucking human being because everything that he does, he makes open source. And people are like, you stand to lose so much money from your electric car business by making all your patents open source. He's like, if the world steals all my ideas and it makes the world go to electric vehicles faster, then it's worth it.
Straight up.
You know? And same thing with his rockets. Like, if the world is able to traverse the solar system faster because of something I'm doing, I'm not going to hold people back.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to withhold my knowledge if it helps the rest of humanity.
Awesome. He's got a Galileo
He's a fucking
mindset.
saint, dude.
Yeah, like that's why he's got a Galileo mindset. Like,
Yeah.
Because he was the same way.
What do I press?
Space.
I did.
Oh, you might here, press on the just press up top on pause.
Where?
Keep up left. Right
The stop button?
there. Yes.
Okay, well, hey, you know what? I think we've hit about, like 2 hours?
Probably close to that, yeah.
So, you know what? I just want to thank everybody for tuning in to Space Junk again. This is the 4th episode. I'm here with Vince
Ayo.
and myself, Tyler. And I know I'm introducing the podcast at the very end of the podcast. But hey, that's how we roll. There's no rules here on Space Junk. And I just want to thank you guys for subscribing and liking and commenting. And thank you for supporting the channel. And as always, try not to cut any fucking fingers off. See ya.